Whose feet do you find the most attractive in MK?
I guess the best feet would be Sindel, just because hot mom feet, Dommy mommy.
Mature feet, I see.
Yeah,
Mature feet.
That's what you're into.
those feet have experience.
If you...
Got him.
I'll just start recording here too. Snake clap. Keep that in mind, editor.
Oh yeah. Good point, Snake. I'm gonna use the gamer light. Instead of my natural.
Actually, it's pretty cute. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna set up something. You guys keep chatting.
I'm enhancing the green light because the reptile season with the lightsaber.
Dude, like, I love everything about the reptile season except one, the scarcity of items, and number two, that seasonal tower can fuck right off. That was the least fun I've had playing a video game in forever. You just get zapped randomly while you're playing. And then, like, the zap stays on you, so then, like, a half second later, you get zapped again. And I'm like, who is this for?
Yeah,
who designed this?
For me, it was like 3 attempts in a row. On the last fight, the 10th fight of the tower, one of them hit me and just killed me outright.
While we're talking about the Titan Havik, I think we can talk about the seasonal towers, because I want to hear about what you guys say.
Yeah,
not
I'll save it then.
BRB.
I'll hold on until later.
Garbage.
All I can say is I had some very angry thoughts. Because the problem is, once I get mad, I start, like, snowballing it and finding more reasons to get upset. I'm, like, feeding into my anger with a positive feedback loop. So it's like, I'm mad that I'm not having fun. I'm mad that someone was paid to make this. I'm mad that someone who was paid to check this did not do that. I'm mad that it was in the final product. Because that means, like, if you think about it, someone got paid to make me suffer.
I'm mad
on purpose.
I'm mad that the best costume they added this season is locked behind the upper level of it.
Are you seriously considering going for level 80?
No. I was just going to use the tower and get a few of the green pallets as I went.
Oh, okay. You mean
while
the seasonal
doing
pallets.
Cause I thought, double XP weekend. I'll give it a go. Just get some of that experience in some of the characters while I got the chance, and I'll do the
mindless
weeklies
farming, right?
Yeah, but then it's like you don't. Yeah, double XP is really good when you actually get to keep it, because when the game doesn't fucking steal it from you by killing you in one hit. That's great, but when it does that, it's bullshit. And that happened 3 times in a row, and so I want to commit violence against the people at NetherRealm.
Yeah,
not really. It's just a joke.
Tower. It's really it is a very weird system. But again, I think we should save this for the Titan Havik. I think I'll join in with some complaints I have myself.
Sure.
Everybody ready here, basically? Just like...
Yeah.
All right. One of you guys do an intro.
Oh. Well, the problem is if I do it, it'll just be like generic, like, hey everyone, welcome to the Combat Kings podcast. We are your hosts. I am True Underdog. To my upper right is the 4th Snake. And then to my upper left is Gloomy Sonic Ha XD.
I do hope that Sonic does not put us in those exact positions so you look like a fool. That'd be very funny.
Oh, you mean rearrange the boxes so we can't tell where you are? Yeah, gotcha.
I guess I could do that for the entire episode now. Why not?
No! We're the Brady Bunch. I can look up here and there's Snake. I can look up here and there's Sonic. Yeah, that's how we do. Then we always have that 4th box that, like, no one's in, right? We always have that.
Basically. That's what I use I put that for, like, whatever content we're talking about and stuff.
Oh, wait, I can do another different opening. I got a good idea.
I can do an intro. I got back into Overwatch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ride or Die Mercy main. If you don't like
Battle Mercy.
Pew pew with my little gun. I haven't played that since the gerbil got added. And now I play Overwatch 2 with some friends.
What the fuck is gerbil?
The gerbil, like in the giant machine, but he's like powered by a little hamster.
Yeah.
Oh, Hammond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, is gerbil like a way to say
it means hamster. Yeah, it's a synonym.
It's slightly different, but it's like calling like Sonic a rat. It's not accurate, but it gets the idea across, you know.
I see what you mean. Okay, you know what? This intro
shirts.
sequence is kind of ruined. I was hoping one of you guys would start introducing our topics. I would transition and make like a joke because I was gonna be like,
Sonic's gonna transition.
Let's do that then. Let me do my idea. I was gonna do that. Okay, let me go ahead and do that.
Sit
back down.
Keep going. Basically.
Sit back down. All right.
Cut this out. Edit this out.
No, keep it.
Yeah, there you go. Tell Sonic to edit this out. All right. And don't you fucking leave this in like last time with that whole setup for the costumes, and then you left in all the shit and barely touched it. That was annoying.
Anyway,
you're
keeping this. You're not going to cut it, or I'll shoot you with my little foam mercy pistol. It doesn't do much damage.
Battle Mercy is very scary. I love playing that.
No need for threats this early.
I want to keep this part in the video. You are not removing me showing this off. I don't want to do this again.
Oh, where are we going?
Sonic, why are you sitting in the dark like an emo from the year 2007?
I just said to lead this in. Someone was supposed to like explain it. Oh, whatever. Okay.
I want to do my intro still. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, go.
Fighting. Civil War. Snake versus dog. Brand new Takeda gameplay, the Havik boss battle, and so much more to cover in today's video. Welcome everybody to the Combat Kings podcast. I'm one of your hosts, True Underdog. To my upper right is the fourth Snake, and then to my upper left is...
That's it. That is why.
Does that work?
Take it or leave it, Sonic.
That's why you've summoned me to today's podcast. I have been summoned by kindly Mikola to journey into the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, and yet here I am, wasting time talking about Titan Havik battle, blasphemy, cardinal sin, maidenless behavior.
Oh.
So are we guys ready to talk about our favorite white nationalist, Takeda?
I'm going to be honest, Sonic. That bit was not worth all the build-up.
I'm cutting you out.
What is the
whole episode?
Sonic, you can't call our boy Takeda that when like we just had the presidential debate. People are going to.
Oh wait, we are not making this political today. Okay, okay. I've got to turn the lights on back. So I better not hear political stuff before I can turn the lights back on.
I hear Reptile's a socialist.
Where did Snake go? Did I actually cut him out of existence? That was fast.
I see his hairline.
See, this is what happens if you disturb kindly Mikola's journey. Okay, unbelievable.
I hear the boss battle is crazy, but then we had this like meme recently. It's like, let me tank him. And this guy just summoned a random summon, and the guy won the fight all by himself, just the summon. Let me tank him.
Let me tank him. Let me solo her is back, and now it's let me solo him. Congratulations on the transition.
Let me tank him.
Yeah, it's very funny to see how... I'm so surprised to see how many people hate the game now because of how hard it is. It's been making news outlets.
Apparently they weren't just joking. It is like ridiculously hard. Like even for Souls fans, apparently, it's still ridiculously hard. But
it is, but the game... Elden Ring itself is still like the easiest game in Soul. Yeah. Elden Ring itself, but the DLC, you still have all those easy things that are like in the base game. You can summon people.
Yeah.
You can summon your own summons, and there are builds that just nullify bosses, no matter how strong they are. Honestly, it's just like yeah.
So it's more so like I don't want to use summons, or I don't want to use that specific build just to win the fight. I gotcha. Yeah. Which is actually kind of similar to invasions in Mortal Kombat 1, actually, because all the things people complain about, if you just use a certain build or item, it makes the fight or the segment really easy. But they're arguing like, oh, I shouldn't have to use that specific relic or that specific item. But to me, like, they're correct, but also that reminds me of old school gaming, because that's how it was back in the day. Like when you were playing certain levels of old school games, like you had to use that item, or like the boss fight was impossible. And that was designed that way. It was like meant to be like, if you didn't find this thing, it's on you for not exploring it or something, you know.
I have heard
like that one item in Mortal Kombat 1. It makes you immune to all projectiles, so it makes all the survive things like a joke. Yeah.
Or like before they patched this, I think you can use peacemakers like what do you call it, force field, and it's like all the survivals became a joke and stuff like that. Although in Mortal Kombat 1's recent invasions mode, they really toned down all the bullshit. So you and I have to think like they kind of just they were like, okay, fine, you guys keep complaining, we're just gonna remove it essentially. But yeah, Shadow of the Erdtree is freaking awesome. I hope it wins Game of the Year. I summoned the Mesmer's little puny snake.
I summoned Mercy. Mercy. Heroes never die.
Heroes. Havenstein. What the heck? What was?
He's the acolyte now. Damn.
He's the acolyte. I can barely see his eyes. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh. You know, for a second I thought you were Wade.
He has been replaced by one of Syzoth's chosen. We are here to conquer
he's the reptile from Mortal Kombat Rebirth.
Timeline.
Based. We all should be
like sacrifice sound right in my head. Oh no, this is AIDS.
You know what? You committed more than Invasion's reptile season skins. I appreciate that.
I thought you were a cave troll from Lord of the Rings.
That's a cool knife. What is that knife? I think he can't breathe anymore. Oh, there he goes.
Get this beta shit off me!
Heroes never die.
Heroes never die.
Rise.
Heaven stajnish.
That's actually the only reason I stopped playing Overwatch, was because they kept giving the fun experimental builds to the PC players only to like test stuff out. So on console, I never got to experience all the fun little tweaks they made in between like big patches and stuff, like Battle
Really?
Mercy. I never got to experience Battle Mercy.
Oh, you never got her new ultimate, the one where she flies around and shoots people?
I might have gotten that, but like there was like early like test builds where they would just try things, right? And that was like a certain game mode that was only on PC. So if you wanted to play Mercy when they tried to make her more aggressive, and they accidentally made her the best shooter in the game, like her gun did more damage than everyone else. So Mercy became unironically one of the most offensive players. You should just go just rapid fire and kill people.
I think you might be talking
and so
about
she got the name Battle Mercy.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're talking about the custom mode. Battle Mercy is literally just when a Genji or like an actual strong character approaches you, you're not scared. You actually pull out your gun, you fight them. That's kind of what I assume a Battle Mercy is more like. Because I think that's really fun. Just like, you think you're gonna kill me? Nuh-uh. And it'd be like, what the fuck, you're Mercy? You're not supposed to fight back. And that's at least how
And
I
for
perceived it.
any new players to Overwatch, would you believe me that it used to be her ultimate to revive people? It was not a regular move on a cooldown.
Yep.
That was her ultimate.
I mean,
You
back
know?
then, you actually could get Mercy getting played the game fairly regularly by just flying into where the whole team died and just reviving everyone at once.
You know,
but
Yeah,
since that
it was
changed, you
awesome.
never see it. You never see a
People
Mercy
hate-
get played the game.
Well, the Mercy play of the game is literally just if she ults and never heals her teammates, because you get infinite ammo, so she just flies around, pew 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 pew, and like tries to kill everybody. By the way, Pete, that's gonna be controversial. I actually love the when she revived everyone ulti, because I was pretty good at that. The
Yeah.
tactic was your teammates go in, they get wiped, you hide. Because 5 ultimates all using on opponents, and Mercy just flies in, hey man, Stashni, and you just revive all 5 and be like, GG's, I win.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, one of the coolest things in Overwatch was either having an ultimate or a regular ability that could nullify somebody else's ultimate. Either or was like super funny. Like for example, if someone like used a buff ability to like give the whole team a buff, like Lucio or something, you just do Sombra and go negate. And it just goes away instantly. It's like, ha, fuck you. And that was like super funny. Or my favorite one was Pharah's ult, because she just gets in the air and fires all these missiles, right? But then I will be playing Diva, and her regular little shield thing she does just eats all the missiles and just undoes the entire ult. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. That's my regular ability. It recovers instantly.
I've just thought of the dumbest team combination in Overwatch. It's Pharah and Torbjorn. Pharator.
Oh, Pharator.
Good one. Back in the day when you can actually have like multiple characters on your team, I think one time I did play with my friends, just 3 Pharaohs and 3 Torbjorns. It was chaotic, but it was fun and we won.
I've been playing with friends, and one of the things we like to do is go on the mode that doesn't
Custom
have the
mode?
limits. Yeah, and sometimes it's AIDS, like when the whole enemy team is all Roadhog. It's just the worst.
I've experienced 5 Winstons. It's pretty AIDS.
But like, we had a really good one where they had one offensive character and everyone else was a Mercy, and they're all just flying above, healing, and like flying off each other and stuff. It was really. And we were just like, we had I think a couple of Mercies, but 3 of us were Reinhardt. And it was this really good bit where I got one of the Mercies on her own, and I did my ultimate to stun her, and then beat the shit out of her until she died with the hammer.
Nice.
It's so cruel.
Mercy was begging for mercy. She's like, no, stop. I'm really sad that I didn't play the game when Brigitte got here, because I wanted to play Brigitte. Because not only because she was really good, it turns out, but also because she's like...
She was fun when she just came out because she was bullshit. Like, she was a damage character. She ain't a support back in the day.
Which is reason number 2 I regret not playing the game when she came out. But reason number 1 is it feels like she was made in a lab just to please me. It feels like scientists studied my exact type and like made my perfect woman and put her in a video game. I was like, no way.
Oh.
Let's go.
I mean...
She's like Aloy from Horizon, but like with an actual personality, and she's nice, and she's more muscular, and she's got badass armor. Let's go. And she fights with a freaking flail. Are you kidding me? It's one of my favorite weapons. It's dog shit in real life in an actual fight. But in fiction, I love when someone uses a flail. I'm like, let's go. But
yeah, like when she just came out, even my friends were all like, okay, yeah, this is my type and stuff like that. Like she was on the charts. She was on
just
certain
like me,
charts
for real.
very high, so I'm not gonna say which one. But like, I think you would also like her back in the day because she was kind of like a fighting game character. It's like she swings
she had combos
and it
and
hits
shit.
people. She like stuns people, and she can also like throw her mace out. But what you do is you swing, stun, swing, throw your mace out, a tracer dies.
Yeah.
All within like 1 second.
I also love that she's I love how the developers made her Torbjorn's kid, because it would have been so easy to make her Reinhardt's kid or something, because she looks like a Reinhardt-esque character. So it's kind of like deceptive at a glance that she's actually Torbjorn. Also, it's that meme of like, you see the parent and it's like, I'm going on a blind date with so-and-so's daughter. She's going to be hideous. Then daughter walks in and is like blindingly hot. You're like, oh my god. Like that. Like, that's his daughter? Good lord.
Yeah, Torbjorn's daughter, but Reinhardt's like a princess, essentially, her lore.
So what you're saying is that she is basically the Takeda Takahashi of this setting.
That's true.
What a great transition there. What a great transition, Lamel. Funny thing about Takudi is that Ed Boon recently gave us a teaser. Now, usually when they give us teasers, it's literally just like John Cena, like, I'm pace, bitch, and that's it, or something like that, basically.
Just the interaction part of the intro. Yeah. That's usually all we get. I mean, Homelander was Homelander. He didn't even speak.
Oh, that's true. That's the very first one.
Whereas here we actually got to see a line against Scorpion, and then a little combo showing off some of what he can do.
Yeah. I want to mention something that I thought was super funny. The first thing I saw about Takeda is not Ed Boon's tweet. It's someone retweeting Ed Boon's tweet and saying like, bro, like the intro dialogue is Takeda saying like, I'm gonna beat your win streak against me to like Kuai Liang, right? Essentially. Yeah. And so he's like, bro, Takeda losing to Scorpion Kuai Liang, not my Takeda. He was trained by Hanzo, not my Takeda. I'm like, the first thing I see is like Scorpion hate when Takeda shows up in a teaser.
It's especially funny because remember, what was the first story fight Takeda had in MKX? Losing to Kuai Liang.
Oh, that's true.
The first fight he had, he lost to Kuai Liang. What is bro talking about?
Yeah, for sure.
Scorpion Kuai is the worst thing ever, and we should all hate him. But anyways,
even I made that same joke to my friends, though. I said like, bro is losing to regular ninja boy with ropes and some fire, despite having all this advanced tech.
True. Actually, yeah. Speaking of tech, we did see a teeny bit of gameplay, like literally one combo, essentially. And there's already like, I'm already pretty happy with a couple of things, essentially, what I've seen here. Yeah. But let's let the expert talk here. What did you think about Takeda's one combo we saw?
Oh, I'll talk about the like casual stuff, and then I'll talk about the stuff like as a competitive player that has me freaked out about fighting him. So, from a casual standpoint, my boy is spinning a lot. I saw like 7 different moves where he spins, and I found that kind of funny the more I watch it. Like his first attack is like a short string where he spins sideways, like horizontally. Then he teleports, does a flip, which is a vertical spin. Then he jumps in the air, does another air combo where he spins again, throws the kunai, which makes him spin again. Then he lands, does another string, spins again, and then like does a little rope and grabs him and knees him, right? So that was cool. From a competitive standpoint, if that teleport is a freaking overhead, we're all in trouble, because that thing was damn near instant. I still can't react to it, and I'm like, I know it's coming because it's a trailer, and I'm still trying to like pretend that I'm blocking that, and like I can't. That teleport flip kick is too fast. So hopefully not an overhead, I swear.
Oh, I see that, yeah. And I do see him spinning a lot of times. It is funny that you mentioned it.
He spins a lot.
What is that? Do you think that teleport is like meterless? Because it doesn't look like it costs meter.
We'll never know, because ever since Homelander, we can't trust the white flash meter burn, because Homelander didn't have it with his like flight cancels, and now they finally fixed that. So now his flight cancels cost meter, so you can't trust it.
Yeah, the a lot of cool things. I'm just happy he looks like a fast-paced, like teleporty ninja, and I'm very happy what do you call those? I don't know, the whip, I guess.
His whippies?
Yeah, his whippies are back. Those are the ones I really want to see back. I do hope that we see a laser sword, but we'll see about that. But yeah, Snake, do you have something to say?
With him having his teleports, do you think that all the angry Hanzo stands who hate Kuai Liang Scorpion are all going to migrate over to Takeda now?
You mean to hating Takeda, or like
no, to playing as him? I mean,
I feel like absolutely. Hanzo stands, like if you like even if you like MKX, I guess people seem to be like all going to be migrating to Takeda now.
They definitely will, Snake, especially if Takeda has some extra intro dialogues fighting Scorpion, where he's like, "Where I come from, my trainer was Hanzo." If he was actually a time traveler out after all, or some nonsense, or it's like, "You're not my real teacher. His name was Hanzo." Like instant switch. They're definitely going to it. And then can you imagine if you had lines like, "I'm back from the Nether Realm."
My
Hellfire.
My assumption for his story is that he's just here to warn them about Havik on his way to invade for the expansion. Like, he's just here to herald that. I mean, that makes sense why he'd be the last one, other than the fact that his return is way more hype than either Ermac or Quan Chi, just factually. More people care about him returning.
I don't know. Do you think that?
Because
I do feel like
those two are already in the story, so they already have some presence. So this is like a new guy. This is the only new character, as it were. Really, I mean, I know he cameos in the story, but he's not a character. He's just an obstacle to be killed by someone else. He's coming here as a proper character, whereas the others are 3 guests and 2 characters who were already in the story. And one was definitely going to be in the base roster. Another one probably was too. And
I promoted that in my video too.
So like he is, I appreciate that. And he's just completely new to this story technically. So. Yeah,
I get what you mean. To me, I think if you're a Takeda fan, if you're an MKX fan, like, you will be extra hype, way more hype than Ermac and Quan Chi. I just think way more people know Quan Chi and Ermac compared to Takeda.
Well, yeah,
if they saw like the DLC roster.
Well, he's been in literally one game, so.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say in terms of like how many people would be more hyped on something, I think it kind of cancels out in a way because more people know Ermac and Quan Chi. So it's like, oh, I know them. I'll buy them for the DLC.
First off, nobody's excited for Quan Chi except Quan Chi fans. I'm sorry, but that's just true. There's like very few casual players who are like, I can't wait to play Quan Chi. Like that almost never gets uttered by like a single probably regular or casual fan. I'm just gonna be honest. You're either a Quan Chi fan or you're not, you know? But with Ermac,
I get it, yeah.
The hype was there, except that he looked ugly as sin without the mask, and that probably turned off a lot of people. So I will say, I agree with Sonic at least, or Snake, I mean. I agree with you at least when the first reveal trailer happened for Kombat Pack, because seeing Ermac's disgusting face was like, but then Takeda like, everyone probably lost their shit, because like, there was that brief moment of like, who is that? That's Takeda! You would get all excited, you know? So that's pretty dope.
Actually, funny enough, though, I don't think people knew that was Takeda until they saw like the list of characters. People were like, ooh, who is that? Is that Takeda or is that Hanzo? Is that a new character?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people thought he was some kind of like time traveling Hanzo stealing Takeda's visual design, or this is the original Takeda from back. It's founded this shit I knew, which it doesn't even exist yet until Kuai Liang makes it. So even completely irrelevant this timeline. It's just straight. There's all kinds of dumb bullshit that people do. Like, I remember back in the day when. Because Classic Sub-Zero in UMK3, his ending doesn't outright say that he is the original Sub-Zero. It just says, he's a warrior from a past tournament. And there were genuine theories that he was the Great Kung Lao.
Wow, even back in the day. That's hilarious.
I don't know how that comes about with people like that. Oh, that could be who it is. Like, no, it literally couldn't, because he didn't have those powers. It's just the Sub-Zero who died. That's it.
Yep. Sorry, everyone, the Sub-Zero who died.
Yeah. I guess,
I also will say, I like how Takeda has glowing whips at the tip now. That's cool. Not only does it look cool, but it shows us like the actual range of his attacks, which is smart. Because you could argue that like on some stages it'd be hard to see like the whips because they're gray or black. You know,
I think he had like one variation where they glowed or something like that.
Yeah, because I remember they were like also. Yeah, I remember they were like that. But I see what you mean. So you can know the range and stuff.
It's really smart to like for the player and the opponent to know like the range by having them glow hot neon like at the end is pretty sick. It also implies they're heated up, which is cool too. They can cut through stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, if I'm correct, rip to one of my favorite moves Takeda had, because it looks like they've replaced it. It's functionally the same, but visually it's different. The move where he like whips them and then pulls them in and does a turnaround flying Superman punch.
Oh yeah.
I think that's gone. It's been replaced by his knee. Yeah, like a little flying knee, which is fine. The flying knee still looks cool. But ripped one of my favorite moves in Mortal Kombat history. I love that turnaround punch.
Maybe that's the enhanced version.
That'd be sick.
You know,
like
give
leaps in the air and like punches down, like launches.
How cool would it be if while he's doing that, he just says, "Get over here."
That's what I was thinking.
Or his own unique variant of it.
Because that kind of is a get over here in MKX already, right? his own version of it.
Yeah, clearly the inspiration, the idea was,
Yeah.
this is Scorpion's apprentice. He's basically imitating Scorpion's move, but with his own style to it, which is kind of what you want for the. For it's like how Cassie uses guns rather than the wrist things that Sonya had. It's the same basic idea, kind of, but with her own somewhat unique take on it.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You don't want literally just, I have the same gimmick as my father, but I put guns in my fists. Like,
damn it! Well, now that y'all mentioned him saying "get over here," we can definitely look forward to the Takeda announcer, because he'd be perfect. He'd be like Johnny Cage making puns, but they'd be just like a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
he would have the best lines for Scorpion.
Yeah,
like he'd be so confused.
You look
like
different.
what?
Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Sub-Zero?
That'd be also like a question mark.
Sub-Zero? Sub-Zero? I mean Scorpion.
Yeah, it is. It is also.
And then Jax, my father-in-law.
Damn.
Could you imagine if you called him like From Ice to Fire or A Song of Ice and Fire for Kuai Liang? It'd be a Game of Thrones reference, but also like how he went from like cold to hot. A story of ice and fire.
I see what you mean. That seems like a Johnny thing, though. Yeah, I'm actually glad that they also, got back the voice actor for Takeda. Like, just
did they?
Essentially,
Sounds
just
a
sounds
bit
exactly the
different,
same.
Yeah, I mean,
he's 10 years older now, right?
Yeah,
technically speaking.
Oh, is that all
time,
it is? Okay.
Time has passed, but so maybe it's just that his voice has changed naturally, or maybe he is just out of practice, and so the voice has shifted. But it's still him. It still sounds as like Takeda, so that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we only have like one voice line too, so we can probably listen to more and then judge a bit more about that. But happy he's back, basically.
Have you guys seen the change they made to his bandana?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw your tweet, and part of me wonders if that's the gear.
I really hope not, because that would be one of the most tone-deaf gear pieces possible. But I do think that
would
was
be the mask, right?
Well, the thing about that
It has to be the mask.
Well, the thing about that is the mask is identical to what it is in the story mode. Well, he does have the Share IDU logo in the story mode, but the mask is the same, which would suggest either it's the bandana that's different, so maybe he keeps the mask all the time, but he'll have a bandana or a cowl or some other headgear. Maybe that is that specific, just to be. I mean, there are plenty of characters with masks already, and there are characters that people want to have masks as gear. So it's possible that the thought process is. I mean, Ermac just had masks, so maybe they thought, well, let's just go like a bit higher and just have the mask be the same, which would be a shame because I'd really want to see like the classic mask come back from MKX or no mask.
Here's my happy theory, okay? I'm going to choose to live in happy La La Land for now. I'm hoping that default headband we see in the combat pack or in story mode is what he wears with the maskless version. So when you pick maskless Takeda, you get his classic OG headband, which is why they changed it for the one that has the skull mask. Because I think the headband and the mask are tied together for that one gear option. And then like Snake's saying, there may be a hoodie option and the headband changes with the hoodie or something. Or there might be, I was joking in my video, he'll have a variation where they pull the headband to cover his eyes. And then it'll look like Kenshi.
Kenshi! Yeah, Takeda, I do think...
But that's what I'm hoping. Is that for some reason they just changed the design of that headband to match the skull. Yeah.
I think it's just going to be the mask, but like a better alternative is just like
Ermac,
Ermac, like
both. Have you guys seen this image before?
That is
where it just glitched?
the is that the deleted scene?
Yeah, no, it's just a glitch. Somehow, the video when they show up it's pre-rendered, so I don't know how it works exactly, but apparently there's a glitch somehow where his mask. I mean, at first I thought that was just a different mask for the evil version, but no, it's just the mask has like glitched. Now it's like in his head.
It looks like this. First one.
Now, what you'll notice is that's been repositioned. He's not got his bandana here, which suggests that the bandana and the mask are one item. So if that is gear, it could all be one piece. It's possible they've moved the headband to a different gear piece, to a different mask to be a bit more classic. And this is like maybe the evil version or something, just different styles. We'll have to wait and see. We'll probably have to wait. It's out in like 3.5 weeks, so probably about 2.5.
When me and Dog are gone.
Listen, you're all wrong. It's going to be his gauntlets. Something stupid like that.
Just
it's going to be something you can barely
gauntlets?
see.
What? He's not Jackie. Like what?
I was going to say, imagine if he had like
Jackie's
gauntlets on as one of his gear pieces.
Oh,
that could
what
be
if he
funny.
can just use her moves and then like she's just obsolete now?
She was always obsolete. What are you talking about?
Realmcast is very happy that you said that. But yeah, like honestly, I'm very excited to see Takeda. I'm actually really hopeful that we will see him in the expansion. See like what's his deal in like the story mode, or maybe he's just not important, but we'll see. I actually kind of wish that he will be important in the story mode.
Well, a lot of
Me
people
too.
pointed to that leaked intros where he claims to be Kenshi's cousin. I'm pretty sure that's just a cover story.
Yeah.
Like, he just wants to tell Liu Kang. He's like, Liu Kang will understand. I'm not going to just blab to everyone. I'm Kenshi's son from the future. That might even jeopardize Takeda existing in this timeline if word gets to Kenshi. So I think he's just like, oh, I'm Kenshi's cousin. Don't worry about it. That's why we look similar, but we're just
I don't really think this is too big of a spoiler, but like with that, what you just mentioned there just then, and then also like this intro dialogue where he says, "I'm gonna like beat the win streak you have, Scorpion." Like there was another intro dialogue because thanks to the Scorpion stands again with their complaining, that's why I saw this. There was another intro dialogue that basically just says like, so I forgot who says it to Takeda, but basically someone says, "Hanzo looks up to you like a brother." So that really suggests to me that Takeda is somehow just hanging out with the shit out of you right now in the story.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He shows up here. He's going to seek out maybe not Kenshi, either probably the Special Forces, Kenshi, or Shiraidu are his three top priorities to track down to find someone who can help him. Because he probably doesn't know who the Timekeeper is in this timeline, so he probably won't go straight to Liu Kang.
Interesting.
So he thinks, I'll track down the Shiraidu. They'll know. Then he gets there, and that'll probably be the opening scene of the story. You get there, and he gets there, and then he has a fight against Smoke and Scorpion. Young Hanzo will be there with his own 3D model now, which would be pretty cool. This will be where we'll introduce to Harumi, who will be fully voiced, presumably. Maybe set up as a cameo. And then they'll take him to Liu Kang, and that'll be the end of the first chapter of it, where they take him, or Liu Kang just pops in, and they have a fight, and then that's where he explains, well, Havik's coming, I'm from that timeline or something. And so in the meantime, he's going to hang out with these guys, and then during the big final battle, he'll rock up alongside Scorpion and Smoke, or maybe Smoke gets a chapter and Takeda's teaming up with him. And then he's not going to have much to do beyond that, I think, but he's mostly going to spend time with the Shiraidu, because that makes sense, where to put him while he's not doing stuff. So yeah, that's where he's going to meet young Hanzo, and he's going to be like, this is surreal. And Hanzo's like, you're telling me? But she used to be my wife, now she's like a mother to me. Jesus.
I don't think...
I'm going to say
I like
one
that
thing real
theory,
quick.
actually, not going to lie.
It's a great... I mean, Snake's the master of storytelling and story crafting here, so it makes sense that he could call this pretty well. And if he's wrong, he still made a better story than what we're probably going to get. So I want to say real quick, if Takeda does turn out to be a time traveler from the future, then I'm just going to say I think NetherRealm stole my idea, because many years ago, like when MK11 was still out, I jokingly made my own redesign of like a Jackie-esque character, and I said like if I had to be tasked with designing a character for the next game that still fits like Jackie's role on the roster kind of, here is Jackie and Takeda's daughter from the future, but she's a time traveler that goes back to help them with the existing threat. And I designed like a mix of like Takeda and Jackie. Like she has like Takeda's like gear kind of, but she's like Jackie. And I'm like, hey, they're taking my idea. The time traveler kid from the future.
And also, I know Snake is about to say, like, that's pretty much the MK11 alts, like, idea, right? Like,
that's part of it, is that while I do still think that it is going to be alternate timeline stuff, just because that's the thing for this game. We just did the time travel stuff. We had Aftermath was a time travel plot. And so while this would be a different kind of time travel plot, because it's someone from the future coming to warn us rather than the heroes going back in time, it's someone else coming from the future to the present. They do like to continue on with certain plot threads and ideas that they don't get to use. Pretty much the way Melina is now is kind of a continuation of MKX, or the way this game is the reimagining of the 3D era that we never got to get because MK11 happened. So it wouldn't surprise me if the writers were, they had, like Dominic was like, I wanted to do this story, but in MK11, or because they wanted to do the future stuff. They wanted to do a future timeline, but they removed that to simplify the plot because it was too complicated. So it wouldn't surprise me if you still had ideas floating around and thought, I could retrofit some of those ideas into this plot. Takeda comes from the future to warn of the timeline, the future where Havik has, decimated the timeline, and so he's here to fix that. That's a possibility. And then that just suggests that, I guess, if they do change the timeline, Takeda would just get erased at the end, which would be kind of depressing. So I think people would be a lot. I think people would be happier if instead he's just from another timeline. He's like, okay, my job here's done. I'm heading home. Peace, y'all. Or maybe he sticks around until his counterpart is born. You don't know.
Well, if he's if he's from the Titan Havik, like multiverse place, and if that place gets destroyed, but like if he came to our main universe, then he should just be fine. Because this isn't a time traveling; it's a multiverse plot, so that aspect shouldn't affect it.
But if it is a time travel plot, if he is from the future after Havik has wrecked everything and is to warn everyone about Havik, that is going to happen. Kind of like Trunks, honestly. If that is the case, then because of how time travel works in MK, he would presumably get erased. We've never seen anyone outside of that, so maybe by going into being being in another timeline that coexists, maybe that could work. We don't really know. But presumably he would be erased. So they'll probably just go, yeah, we're just going to do alternate timelines that coexist, and then he'll be fine, not erased, and everything will be Gucci. And then maybe he can go back to his own timeline, and he and Jackie can get busy, and then they introduce the future daughter, who then rocks up in a future game. Yeah, just straight up, just steal dogs' ideas. They've done it before. But yeah, I do. While it's possible, and there is potential with the idea of the time travel thing, I think it's just another alternate timeline.
And then what's going to happen is Harumi is going to come on to Takeda, and then he's like, no, this is wrong. And then they're going to do the hanky-panky, and then it's going to be revealed by Liu Kang. No, you fool, you just became your own grandpa. He's going to pull a Futurama, where he's his own grandfather.
You've been watching too much House of the Dragon. But anyways...
Because in the words of Hubert Farnsworth, if you go to the past, don't change anything. Unless you're meant to change that thing. In which case, don't not do it.
Yeah.
So, the last thing I will mention about Takeda is... He got that cake, though.
He always did.
I don't know, it's just... I didn't notice it, but then someone screenshot, I'm like... Yeah, he does get that cake,
down a bit, at least. They toned it down a tiny bit.
Sure, they I like the snake. Jesus. Yeah, they did the solid snake treatment. It's like they toned it down, but it's still there.
Well, because in MKX it was hilarious because like it made sense but it still looks funny.
It's the suit. Yeah.
Well, not this is suit, but like in the same way that like Snake, for example, Fourth Snake mentioned, or you mentioned like Metal Gear Solid Snake. So that is the actual gear they wear. Like it wraps underneath your ass cheek. Like that's how the actual like straps are done on those kind of suits. But when you're crawling on the ground, it looks like they're trying to accentuate your ass, like draw the player's eyes straight to your ass. Cause it's like enveloping it. But that's where the straps actually are in real life, because it's like the best place to grab onto. So same with Takeda and MKX. They're like hugging his cheeks, cause that's where they actually go. So here they got rid of those little like straps around the ass cheeks to like make it a bit less hilarious looking. I will say though, I'm still mad that Takeda is not like an even balance of yellow and black. On the front he kind of is, but on the back he's still like 90% black. And that's kind of like weird looking to me.
I think it's because it's supposed to be the evil version timeline colors, which is kind of funny that he is just wearing that exact outfit and it doesn't have a different one because this is the good version.
It's not funny. It's called being lazy, Snake.
I mean, he could. I mean, based on his personality so far, he's probably not like the Herald of Havoc here to kill everyone or what have you. He probably is meant to be a good guy, so it is weird that he seems to have the exact same outfit as the evil version.
Yeah, he's got the exact same one where Titan Katana killed off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though, Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, and even Ermac, we did get to see the Order of Light and Order of Darkness versions of them in the story mode. We didn't see any alts for Takeda, so that means that there is no incentive for them to make that. So I do wonder if that exists, or if Takeda is just gonna have other skins.
Unless it somehow shows up in story mode, like the Aftermath story mode. Because like, let's be real, if they're smart, they'll give Takeda a chapter in that. And if he has one, I could totally see at least one moment. Yeah,
I could see them doing this thing where they give.
Well, I didn't read the story mode leaks yet, so I could be wrong.
I could see them giving.
We're all predicting right now. We don't know about the story mode.
I could see them have him as chapter 1 of the story, and in this outfit. And then when he shows up later with the Shiraidu, he has the new Shiraidu uniform, which will either just be the Linkway uniform, but he's got like a black and yellow variant similar to some of Scorpion's recolors. And then we won't get to use that. We won't get to use that. Or alternatively, it will be that there will be a brand new uniform for those characters, like Smoke, Scorpion. They will have a new uniform that will debut in this story mode.
Yeah.
I think that they should do that, but this is NetherRealm, so you know you can never predict NetherRealm stupidity. It's impossible.
Nope,
is true.
It's impressive.
I think will be funny, but it's not going to happen. But this would be kind of funny, right? Imagine if like Takeda's doing his thing, and at some point towards the end of the aftermath story, with all the crazy stuff going on, Havik, like Titan Havik from the other like realm, right, confronts him, and he's like, "Did you think that I did not predict such a crazy outcome? A time traveler from the future. Not only did I know you'd be here, but I brought your friend." And it's like just this evil counterpart from a different timeline. It's like, here's evil Takeda, who worked for the bad guys and traveled back in time to stop the good guys from winning. Now you two duke it out. You know, that kind of thing.
I thought you were going to say, like, evil Jackie or something like that.
Yeah,
that would be so fucking sick.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Could you imagine, can you imagine if they brought in... because they have endurance matches in the in Invasion, so imagine if they have one. It's like, okay, now you have to fight evil Kenshi, Takeda, and Hanzo, and he has to fight all of them in one go.
Ooh, oh.
It's the exact same scene with Katana, but it's just Takeda one-shotting everybody on his own team.
Because you know the way if you have Kenshi in the final chapter when the Molinas come for him, he reverses it, he kills them. Imagine. Or you could put Melina there, it's just like, taste of your own medicine, but she reverses it. Imagine if it literally is Takeda, and it's like, well, here's evil Katana, Melina, Jade, Tanya, something like that, and he just massacres them all, no problem.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting thought. Because Takeda never showed up in MK 11, it is possible that it's entirely possible the revelation will be this is that Takeda from MKX. Kronika put him in the void, and because he didn't come back into the timeline, he was outside of time when it got reset, and so he's still around. Which would also mean there would also be the good and evil versions. Yeah, the evil Takeda from the story was one that Shang Tsung collected from his version of those events, but the one from the Liu Kang's version is still out there. He shows up, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, good thing you dealt with my evil counterpart. That's good. But I'm here, so I can remember stuff from MKX. So I can remember Jackie. I can reference the comic. Hi Havik, fuck you. I fought you once before. I didn't win, but I did fight you before, and I'm tougher now. Like they could do some crazy bullshit. They won't, but they could."
Snake, that is genuinely a genius idea. MK11 Takeda, like trapped in the void, and then now he's back, something like that. Because it's like in the intro dialogue, it's like, "Where is Takeda?" And Cassie Cage is like, "That's classified." And Kunjin, "That's classified." So it's like, what were they doing? You know, that is a really like. Wow, that would be a really cool reveal. I'm not gonna lie.
In fact, that could even be extended further, because if just say he's off with Kenshi and Jax. Jax in the story. Never mind. I was going to say, imagine if Jax was also trapped outside of time, and then evil Jax in the story is the equivalent of the evil Takeda, who was trapped outside of time but got recruited by Shang Tsung or something. But Jax was in the story of MK11, so that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, he is like in the universe now, but he's not a multiverse version of Jax. Yeah, I see what you mean. All right, I'm actually very surprised how many things we came up with Takeda from one Ed Boon tweet. That's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
They're not
going to
do any of it. It's just going to be actually new era Takeda, and we're all wrong.
Fuck it. I'm changing the colours. This is no longer the reptile season. This is season of Takeda.
Hey! How dare you? We are still in the reptile season. How dare you? Turn it back.
I cut his face off. I'm sorry, Sonic.
Unbelievable. Well, in that case, I guess I got to showcase my thing to make up for it.
Oh yeah,
so literally,
I
wasn't planning on like doing this, but my package literally just came, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh shit, I actually have my package here. I gotta be careful not to dox myself here. But yeah, I got my.
Oh my god, he bought my T-shirt. Let's go.
Again. But yeah, I'm gonna open it up here live, so you guys can keep talking. Dog, don't you have something you want to share too? Like your.
Dog, you know what you should do? You should have like like a clothes rack where people will put up people like put all the shirts and stuff, or like you can see in shops and stuff. Get one of those, put it in your room behind you, and just have your T-shirts up behind it. just on hung up, and also get a poster printed of one of the comic covers, like issue 1.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that.
And have that in the background, so every single video you put out, every appearance here or anywhere else where you're on video, in the background you're just like, yeah, top tier. Check it out.
Top tier.
So you're constantly shilling the comic without even putting in the effort.
Yeah, you should look. I'm shilling your comic this entire podcast, dog. Look at that.
Why am I green? Why am I?
Why aren't you green? Why aren't you?
You
green?
become
Come
Eris from Avoid the Puddle. Let's go. You're green.
Your reptile is ripped up. It's okay, because my reptile is completely fine.
There he is. That's our boy, Gummy Goo.
You watched it? Did you watch the new episode?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. It was
Yeah. I support the official merch so that they can make more episodes, even though I don't think I need to, because they have like 50 million views. Yeah.
Oh, is this
90 million, dude.
Is
crap.
Is that a Smiling Friends thing or?
No. Digital Circus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've not seen that. Also, I have no idea.
Yeah. You should check out the episode too. It's really funny. Was when I saw they were gonna sell like this doll, it was like, I looked at it and it was like, it was April when the episode came out, and I saw it was like, if you want to buy this guy, he would arrive around like May, and I was contemplating, do I want to buy this guy? The next day I go and check, and it says if you buy it now, it'll arrive late July. I'm like, holy crap! Within 1 day, how many people ordered him? It's like everyone is ordering this guy, Jackson Pomni, essentially. But yeah, got the Gummy Goo. It's a really good
Gummy
condition,
Goo.
like plushie.
Anybody
Oh,
who
I might.
ships Jack and Pomni has either daddy issues or has never been in a relationship, because that man is abusive to women. He makes it very clear in episode 1 multiple times. Stop shipping him with already damaged Pomni. Y'all are messed up.
Toxic
Yeah,
relationship.
he's very toxic.
ships.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna. I know it's not an episode about Digital Circus, but it's very clear that he's meant to be what happens
A
when you
horrible
spend too
person.
long in that world, and he's just, well, to prove that he's still alive, he's pushing the boundaries. Like, you see what he can do, pretty much. Yeah, he's the opposite of a normal person, which is to like not get someone hurt, but to prove that they're all still people, he's like pushing the boundaries and getting reactions out of people and stuff. To prove
That's a
that he's
very
not like
interesting-
insane. Yeah.
Interesting depiction. I did hear we will get more development of like the characters in the circus as more episodes go on. So we'll see what's up with Jax, more or less.
You
But
gotta
I just
watch
know
it
it's
so you can-
like the creator is like, yeah, like when episode 2 came out, people were like started hating Jax. And it's like,
Well, they were hating him,
in episode
saying
1.
that he changed Jack's character, and it's like he didn't. That's how Jack already was. But
Yeah,
he said in
exactly.
episode 1, he goes, "Ladies first." Wait, why would I say that? And then he shoves her over as hard as he can. Like, he's just a dick. That's like his whole personality.
The creator is like, he's just gonna be worse and worse as the show goes on, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know Jax's backstory. He was he lost his arms, then he lost his daughter. Then he was part of this evil alliance of bad guys across timelines. Then he lost his arms again, and then got his head crushed by Havik, was rebuilt as this weird purple monster thing, and cast into the void. And that's how this
And
happened.
now he randomly just entered the Digital Circus world. Wow.
Well, no, Snake, you're thinking of Jax. This is Jack, the guy who saved the planet, but then was like captured by the government and like had dark eco shoved inside of him and got his evil dark form, and then went on a giant journey with his little like orange rat friend named Daxter, and then eventually he saved the world again with his light form with light eco. That's Jack. You're thinking of
then
Jax.
and then he
from
became
Mortal Kombat.
then he became a kart racer. That was funny.
Yeah, and got laid again, collecting all the women. He has like a different girlfriend in every series. Like in Jack and Daxter, he's got the blue-haired girl as like his girlfriend,
I
and then in
see.
Jack 2 and 3, he has the red-haired chick. And then in Jack X, they got back the old ship because apparently fans were mad that they shoved that random new ship.
There was a
in
4th
there.
game? I always thought it was just ended at 3.
No,
No, Jack X is the technical sequel, but no one talks about it because it was a racing game.
Yeah. And then
I see.
And then
Okay,
there
okay.
was another game made afterwards. I'm pretty sure there was a fourth
Wasn't
one
it like
made.
the Sly Cooper and like Clank and then like Jack and Dax like collaboration game or something?
No, I mean there was like a full-on
so
extra
fucking
sequel
cool.
by a different team.
Oh, okay.
There was also a Daxter spin-off game for the PSP, and there was also that PlayStation Move Heroes thing, whatever. And then they were in PlayStation All-Stars and fought Ratchet and Clank, which was really the perfect
Yeah. Oh yeah.
matchup.
Look, all I'm saying is Neil Druckmann, you want to be forgiven? Jack and Daxter 4. That's it. Just like that.
I don't want him. No one wants him writing it. No one wants
True.
Neil Druckmann writing.
Okay, yeah,
Jack
but I
and
mean, it's
Daxter
Naughty
4.
Dog. Naughty Dog. Just do that. Come on now.
Yeah.
Please.
I do think, I hope that I'm right about this. I'm probably wrong, but I hope we do see a return to like more stylized, old school kind of video games, because I'm kind of tired of being stuck in the era of most realistic graphics possible.
Ooh.
And also a huge emphasis. Like, I love gore, obviously. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, but like, I miss when like not every game was rated M or T. Like, I kind of miss that. You know, can we go back
I
to
see
that?
what you mean. Yeah.
I miss when not every game was a remake and when not every game was
shooter.
like 100 fucking megabytes.
Gigabytes.
Yeah, sorry, 100 megabytes would be pretty.
Megabytes!
sick.
Wow, what a small
Dream.
game. Animal Well is about 100 megabytes, by the way. So that was a pretty funny thing when I played that. I was like, oh shit,
I wanna play
it's
that
done
game still.
downloading so fast.
Yeah.
So recently there was a game that came out called Nine Souls. I don't know if you guys heard about this game. Have you heard of Devotion or Detention? Have you heard of these two games?
Oh yeah, the ones by that. 'Cause one of them got taken off Steam because there was a texture in the game that took the piss out of the Chinese prime minister.
Yeah, exactly. So the two games that they made before, they were horror games, but very, very well done, like story and drama. So it's a horror game, but genuinely, it's more of like a very, very tragic story that's just really well done.
Yeah.
And now they made a new game called Nine Souls, and you play as a cat in a Metroidvania with like Sekiro battling, and it's like one of the best games like ever. But look how big of a difference they've done here, from a walking simulator horror game to action-packed Metroidvania. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Also, the company's in Taiwan, so you know.
Yeah, I was about to ask that because oh shit.
Woo! It looked like an earthquake from here.
I thought I was gonna fall, and then my knee hit the desk from underneath. But yeah, like because the Taiwan one is about the first one that this team made, Detention. That's about like major like civil unrest and upheaval in Taiwan historically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to know a bit more. Some interesting setting that you don't normally see in games, some real history. Plus, it's generally just considered a really good game. So that seems to be one that people would say, yeah, go play that. And then the other one is
Devotion.
I Patch Wolf did a big video on that at one point.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's about other societal issues in Taiwan. So
religion stuff, yes.
Yeah.
And that one's a lot shorter. It's just about like 3 hours. So it's kind of like a movie in a way. It's like it's a horror game, but it's more just a very good story, essentially.
Yeah, well, even when I was first getting started in game design, we were told like your first game should be a horror game because it's one of the easiest to code. Also, you can put all your effort into the environment and stuff and like show your skill. So if you want to get like picked up by a studio or whatever, you can go ham with the environment because it's in a horror game. It's like always first person usually, and it's slower pace. You can see the actual environment. It's also one of the easiest genres to control the player's experience. You know, like where they can go, where they can't go, and all that without upsetting them. Like this door is just locked. You know, deal with it. As opposed to Stellar Blade, where I was playing that, and there's so many little regular fence gates that I can't get through without a code. And I'm like, I have a sword that can slice through gigantic demons. Why can't I open this fence to get to this item? You know, but in horror that makes more sense because you're just a person, you know, or something. The door's locked. Can't get in.
Horror's also got the advantage that that's like one of the most let's played and streamed genres because people like to see streamers soy face and scream at games. I mean that was why Five Nights at Freddy's got really big, partly. Yes. But like and Slender and stuff like that. But like things haven't really changed since like 2012, 2014. It still is this pretty easy thing to get spotted by when big streamers will play horror games. So.
Garten and Bam Bam, game of the year, guys.
Oh
yeah.
I still
and their newest game.
Seen that.
I recommend you not to. And their newest game essentially is it's also like it's based off of like Chinese mythologies. Have you heard of the story about like the moon festival and like where that came from? Where like you got the lady on the moon, like and the rabbits like hitting the machi, the guy shooting the sun. Well, that's a lot of mythology from Chinese, and they kind of take some inspirations of that and make their own story essentially, and it's really good.
A rabbit on the moon.
I saw that in Samurai Jack.
Is that why that one rabbit bad guy in Dragon Ball gets sent to the moon by Goku? Because that was a big Chinese mythology send-up because he was obviously based on Sun Wukong. So is that the reference? Is like that? Oh, that's why the rabbit's there doing the mochi, because fucking this alien kid showed up and just sent him, put him on his staff and went, off to the moon you go. Which
if you see,
which also means he
rabbits,
died when Piccolo blew up the moon. He died, which is really funny.
Well, what's even funnier, Snake, is that there's that bridge like TFS, right, Team 4-Star, where Cell is listing all the things that Goku already did by Gohan's age, and if you did not watch Dragon Ball, then you likely do think that Cell is fucking with Gohan when he says that last part. Like, by the time your father was your age, he already defeated the whole military complex, won the biggest tournament in the world, and sent a rabbit to the moon. Did you make that last one up? And you think that he did, but it's like, no, that's an actual thing that happened in Dragon Ball.
Oh, that's a cute banana you have right there.
Okay, can we get back on topic with the
I'm just going, whoa! Wait, that's so stupid.
That is really cool. Wow, that's really awesome. What the fuck?
Yeah. Just to basically end off, you like Hollow Knight? Are you looking forward to Silk Song? It's here. It's called Nine Souls. I'm genuinely being really serious. It's that good, and it's like I'm like 20-ish hours through, and I think people can play like almost 40 hours above. It is genuinely an amazing game, so highly recommend.
Now, as far as the update goes, everybody, you'll be happy to know that the gods of Mortal Kombat 1 have been nerfed, and a lot of the weaker characters got some buffs. Now, were the buffs for the weaker characters enough? Most of the mains will tell you not. No, it was probably not enough to make them happy. No. Like, Havik got better whiff punishes. He's a bit safer on one mix-up, but that's pretty much all he got. Natara got none of the buffs that I asked for in my video. Not a single one. Instead, she got a new combo starter that is safe on block. There you go.
Actually, what's super funny is right after you made that video, which you've made a ton of great observations about like what to say and like what you think are like the problems with Natara and all this stuff, and it's just like none of it gets addressed.
Yeah, not a single one. It seems like well, and that one buddy who's collabed with me in my videos, Diff, has pointed this out, that NetherRealm mostly watches the casual level, so I bet they got a lot of complaints from the casual saying, why is Natara's only combo starter unsafe on block? Which is true, it is, but you could always hit confirm it into a cameo if you had to. Like, and the cameo makes it safe. You just had to be watching for it and see what happened, you know what I mean?
Dog, cameos are not casual.
That's true. That's why I'm so tired of seeing people in the comments being like, just give us a 2v2 mode. You fuckers who complain about the cameos seriously think you could handle a 2v2. You can't even deal with a 1.5. You think you can deal with a 2v2? You can't. You'd be breaking your keyboard even harder. You'd be getting even more upset.
You know, I absolutely love that when you started the rant, you were doing like this. Like you're shaking the camera. You're shaking the audience.
That's what I was trying to do, yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to mention, you know, you're welcome with the thumbnail, because I randomly, so the context is, in my new video, I had Natara doing like this, and so I just thought, it's Trundle likes Natara, let me just show this render, and Dog is like, that's hilarious, now give me the front-facing one for a thumbnail. And I'm like, oh, okay, very well.
I demand
so there you go, you have, I guess I'm the fault here for that.
But when it comes to nerfs, though, they purposely tried to gut Peacemaker, which I think was good, because Peacemaker at high level was not fun to watch. I'm not sure if y'all watched Final Combat or not.
No.
But the people playing Peacemaker were just running away the whole freaking match, and it was never fun to watch. It was so frustrating.
You just said, like, I agree, like, yes, they're looking at the casual levels, and that's where they look for buffs. They definitely saw, like, Final Combat, and they saw chat be, like, Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
Peacemaker, nerf, I'm uninstalling, leaving, and they're like, okay, we'll nerf Peacemaker and Johnny because they were only the ones in top A.
I mean that's the high level stuff they have to pay attention to and address, because just watching like if Dog streamed the game or something and he was really good, not that many people would watch it comparatively to the big tournament. Right, yeah. So you can have if something's there, it's been broadcast to thousands and thousands of people, and they go, "Oh yeah, Peacemaker just doesn't look fun at all." It's like, well, they have to do something about that.
yeah.
Which is funny because everyone was complaining. Although what people complained about was like different stuff than what I saw at Final Combat, but that's why it had to be addressed. Because like I had no idea that Peacemaker could run away that consistently and that often. It was kind of crazy how much he could just retreat and like give a middle finger to the opponent. It's not even fun zoning either. Like, if you watch Dalsim in Street Fighter 6, or even Street Fighter 4, right? Or watch some other zoners in Street Fighter 5, it's still fun to watch, because if they mess up, the opponent can do something to punish them. But, like, with Peacemaker, there was, like, no risk, every time he did something. Like his little eagle thing where he hops backward. Like on block, it's safe. On hit, full combo. If the opponent reads it and jumps over it, he jumps backward anyway, so you can't hit him. So like it's 100% like I get away, and that's why it was not fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm glad they gutted his stupid shield. That takes like a whole like 30 extra frames to pull his shield out. That was awesome.
It's so free every time. It's like I don't know what to do. Force field. Why not?
The only mind-boggling thing about the patch is they did not touch Chameleon.
I was about to say that. I was thinking
crazy. There's two theories I have for that. One theory is somebody likes Chameleon at NetherRealm and is like, no, this is my
Sonic
character.
Fox.
You can't touch
it's clearly
him.
Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox
other
if you can't.
Well, the other theory that's equally likely, we should probably mention that too, that little funny controversy, or non-controversy as I would call it, because it was not ever true. But basically, I think another reason they didn't nerf Chameleon is because a lot of the low-tier characters, or even mid-tiers, need Chameleon to be even, like, competitively viable. If you nerf Chameleon, you've pretty much killed Sub-Zero. He relies on her to fix all of his stuff. Yeah. And the same could be said for a lot of low tiers. Yeah.
So I think the other thing is, because you were saying on a casual level, blah, 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 and stuff like that. Well, on a casual level, people are shit with Chameleon.
Yes.
So maybe
even
there's
I don't
not
like using her.
Yeah. So there's probably a lot of statistics that are like Chameleon and maybe even Janet is like not like super high like win rates in like throughout the entirety of rank or online play. So it's like, who cares? And maybe like stuff. Even when I played online, every Chameleon I saw was just like, oh, just spam this. Oh, Katana fan. Oh, Jade Glaive. It's just they never time it well. They never do anything comboing wise. It's just like a poke tool. So it's like,
yes.
Yeah, I think that's.
If I was NetherRealm, I would nerf the air punch again, and then I would buff her summon where she comes in to fight alongside you, make it faster, so most characters can combo into it. I want to see people actually try it with that. If it's too much, if it's too powerful, you can always roll it back. There's no reason to freak out about it. Just try things, NetherRealm, please. Like, it makes me sad that Janet Cage has this crazy big move list. And all they're doing is the flying jump punch. That's all they're doing is super punch. Like that's it. Please make her useful in other ways. There was one more thing I wanted to say, but I forgot. Oh yeah, so I have a tinfoil hat theory, and I think it's correct. But y'all let me know your thoughts on this. I think very similar to how Reptile got a bunch of buffs in that one patch a while ago. Like his entire gameplay kind of changed with a lot of the changes they made. Right.
Greatest patch
and
ever
same
for
with
Reptile.
Rain. Rain got a big amount of changes too. He became like a dash cancel rush down kind of character now, right? A whiff punish character. I think that NetherRealm already has a lot of these changes written down and ready to go, but they're purposely sparsing it out to keep the game like fresh each time like a new character or like something happens, right? As opposed to like buffing it all at once and then everyone learns the meta. I think they're trying to make it to where here's a new character and a meta shift. So they're keeping these like spaced out, these changes.
Because this patch, like even though there is like a lot of changes, there aren't any new abilities like they did for like the Ermac when he came out. That was like very interesting, being like, oh, new abilities and stuff like that. Kind of see what you're saying here, Snake.
It's also possible that they're planning to keep a bunch of stuff back so that when they do the expansion, they can be like, oh, the expansion is going to have new stages, new characters, new story. Also, a whole bunch of changes. Here's some of the changes that are going to be included. Because a lot of people are really dissatisfied with this game. And so the idea of like this expansion is going to completely, because it's easy to say, oh, this patch changes these characters, but to be like, this big update is going to change the game, it's going to make it MK1 2.0, and let's try and lure people back in. I could see them doing that.
And how do you do that? The cameo battle, which has been teased forever, and 2v2. Like actually adding that.
Has the cameo battle actually been teased? Have they ever like?
I thought that was in the game. Like there was a part you can menus like look through or something, or is that a leak? I forgot. But
because like from a programming standpoint, the cameo characters don't even walk. Like don't even have walk animations. They have run animations.
Well, most of them do. They run. Yeah. So I'm assuming they could just add that.
Well, how would that work in gameplay? Like you just run constantly. You can't walk or dash.
Well, the easy way to do. Well, the easy way to make cameos work is to just plaster them over an existing character. Sure. Like just take take Janet. You just give her Johnny Cage's moveset, swap out some of his specials for her moves, and that's it.
Yeah. That'd be a very smart way to hodgepodge it.
Shoot, I was thinking of something else about like MK 2.0. But okay, I remember now. Like I do like Snake's idea, and I do think that that's very possible. Like a new game mode or a new way of fighting, like adding 2v2 or adding some weird shenanigans, because like Mortal Kombat 1 is definitely a very, very, I don't know if people are going to agree with this statement, creative way of fighting in terms of the game, because it's like you have your combos, you have your shenanigans, but the cameo system kind of can break all that. Like you grab someone, the cameo can like interrupt it. You have a combo and you have to time like Scorpion's fireball or time some abilities to then connect it, and then somehow your character can connect it and all these sort of things. I don't think many fighting games have it this creative in terms of this fighting style. So I feel like they could take this mechanic and do a lot more interesting things in the game. Like just recently there's been like the Maximilian's like mod where he's doing the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the 2v2 mode, which looks super hype, and it's like, wow, this looks like a very fun game where you can get like 4 players all on the screen at the same time battling it out each other. It seems insane, but like it works apparently. So it's like I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 has that experimentalisms to try new things, you know, and 2v2 seems to be the most possible right now.
Didn't MVC I'm sure like one of the stone's powers in MVCI was that you'd summon your partner out and both would come out.
Yes.
So imagine it's built on that mechanic. So I feel like
I would assume,
you probably would need like some kind of base to build it off of. So if this game had, say, tag battles for as a story thing, let's say there's the story fights where you're going to fight Scorpion and Smoke at this like one after the other in like one thing as a tag fight. I could see them saying, okay, take that and then you build on top of that to make a full mode out of it.
Yeah. I mean, they do have it. It's just not like, you know, remember, like, there's like the hook mod that allows you to do that right now, and it's like it's built in the game. It's just we never got to play it. Like, they do have it in the system. I just don't think it's going
to be, if they do it like that, it's not going to be a very fun, like, tag mechanic. It's just going to be a literal 2v2. You're not going to see it like it was in MK9, where they had dedicated special moves where they come in and stuff like that, you know? You don't know what I mean? Like, in MK9, they had certain strings that you could tag out on, and it was, like, listed in the move. It was like, here's where you can tag out, right? And when you did, it would like call in the partner and they'd come in and do an attack and then keep the combo going. As it is right now, Mortal Kombat 1 has nothing even close to that, unless they're working on that the whole time in the background and we just don't know about it. I'd be very surprised. But they could at the very least do it to where, like, in the same way that when you do a string, if it's special cancelable, you can do a cameo instead of the special. They might do that, where instead of doing a special move, you can press the tag button and your partner runs in and like keeps the combo going. I can see that. That's probably the most they would have at this point with a 2v2, which I'd be okay with. But I think people who like, oh my god, give us a 2v2. I hate to call y'all out. But most of y'all did not play tag in MK9. And if you did, you did not do it at a competitive level, because you would see how funny and busted that was. Like, it was, you had touch of death combos that were like super easy. You had infinites. You had guaranteed block pressure that could not be escaped either. You think Homelander's annoying with that little kicky kick? Like, half the roster had that in MK9 and in the 2v2. Like, they could just force you to block until you died. So
I would say if they did actually add 2v2, like, it's just going to be a fun mode. It's not going to be competitive. I think it's just going to be like an interesting mode that you can try out.
And or an encounter type for invasions.
Oh, please give me season
cool
2.
too.
But yeah, I see what you mean.
Minor segue, but because Sonic keeps making his like awesome, amazing chapter videos, I'm just repeatedly reminded how dumb it is that. I wonder if the tag mechanic was decided a bit later on after the story was being written, because there's so many moments where like it's not a tag setup, and it should be, because it's a 1.5 versus 1.5. Yet not even in like the beginning chapters, like Raiden and Kung Lao get separated, and I'm like, this would have made way more sense for a 1v1 fighting game if it was designed from the beginning, like written from the beginning for a 1.5. Then they would have never been separated. Like, Bi-Han would not tackle, Raiden down the stairs to separate him from Kung Lao. They would be in the same area fighting each other. So I wonder if, like, that's my little tinfoil hat theory. I think at one point it was written early on to be a regular traditional Mortal Kombat game. Then they added that gameplay idea. Like, how about just a tag game, but not quite tag? Because imagine how cool it would have been if the new Mortal Kombat tournament for that game was a 2v2 the whole time. Like, the whole tournament is a tag tournament. That would be sick. Pick 2 of your fighters, here's 2 of ours. And it's like, let's go. Imagine all the funny pairings you would get. Like maybe like Sindel has to team up with General Shao. That'd be so funny as the final fight.
That'd be cute. Yes, like if you look at the story mode in the beginning, they try to make it imply like here's your little buddy, or here's like a character who's kind of like not there, but then you can still use the cameo fighter. So it's as if like the cameo system
somehow.
works here. But later on in the story, it becomes a lot more apparent. It's just like, oh, you totally could play like in say the Li Mei chapter. It's like you could have picked Liu Kang in this fight. The story would not have changed if it was Liu Kang or Li. Well, okay, never mind. That's not the best example because it's like her moment. But like this, like the Shang Tsung chapter, it's like you could have Quan Chi fight here. You could have chosen him and he fight, but it wouldn't have changed anything in the story here. So it
The
kind of
Sub-Zero
felt.
chapter.
Or the Sub-Zero chapter. Yeah, you
'cause
could have
Scorpion's all the
totally
time.
picked
Yeah.
all three of them, you know. It would have not changed the story whatsoever. So it's like, part of me just feels like the game originally was a 2v2. Or it's like
And then you have the most obvious examples too, where like it's perfectly set up to be a 2v1 or a 2v2, but because it was written before that idea was added, it's still a 1v1, like Scorpion versus Sub-Zero in that rivalry fight, and it's like the Elemental is their partner, and it makes no sense because Smoke's right freaking there. Smoke should totally be his partner, but they hadn't written it to be 1.5, you know, or a tag team yet, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's still funny that's like you have elemental characters there, and yet in the beginning of the game, it's just like when Raiden fights Kung Lao, it's still actually a 1v1. It's like,
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, 100%. Rip Bihan.
Yeah.
Deserved better.
Yeah, well, we'll see in the expansion, dude. I'm sure they'll fix them up. Haha, copium. So I want to mention something of the patch as a reptile main. I will say the patch is not bad for him, but to be honest, the only thing that mattered was the back two. Like that's the only
I'm
thing
so
that
glad.
matters.
I like to think that I played a part in that. I like to think
You
they
did
watched my
complain
video
about
where I
that.
did a tiny mini rant about that and zoom the camera and slow.
specifically-
Why is this still unsafe on Block Netherrealm? There's no reward. It's
Yeah.
a tiny little peck on the head. It does no damage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally, you only do that because you knew your opponent wasn't expecting it, which they shouldn't. Because here's a tip, by the way, if you want to beat Reptile and why he's not like high tier, just block low, you win. It's just because everything he does is low, and whenever he goes for a high, it's either that little poke, which okay, cool, you got hit, but it's just like a poke, or the lunging in, which is a great combo starter. Except the issue is, it's a wind up animation. So if you're if you're really good with like player, it's like you will see, oh, it's coming basically, and you can block it or like react to it and stuff like that. But granted, lower players don't expect reptiles to ever do that because reptile players will be like, oh, I should never use that move, so they don't expect that. So it's always very good to use in low levels.
Dude, Reptile would be a good partner with Tremor actually, because Tremor has that weird gimmick where as long as you switch into a different form, he can do his ability as a ambush instead of a summon. So normally his rock roll is a low, but it's a summon, so you can't do two things at once, right? You have to, like, your main character does a pose and then he does a little low boulder roll, right? But if you switch him into that state and then have him do the low boulder roll, it's an ambush. The difference is it costs meter. But imagine that combined with Reptile's overhead. You start charging it, summon Tremor, throw the low, and then he comes in with the overhead at the exact same time as a hard to blockable. That'd be sick as shit.
I guess.
That'd be awesome.
The thing is though, it's like I think there's a lot of other characters who kind of have that situation.
Well, yeah,
You know,
I mean,
like,
if you're already maining Reptile, I meant. Like, because like, Reptile is one of those weird characters that is like almost complete by himself. So I'm always struggling to find out who should be his cameo partner, you know? And Scorpion is typically who I go for because Scorpion keeps him in the air for a long time at the end of like struggles for invisibility or something.
Scorpion also adds... you guys are.
The overhead. He has the overhead too.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yeah.
That might make Sonya his best partner now because Sonya's overhead is +1. Yeah.
So right now, like Honeybee is trying out Sonya just because of the overhead. Because Reptile lacks that. So now that Sonya has an overhead, it's like, oh, you can go for that now since it's like Reptile always goes for lows and stuff like that. I will say this though, this isn't really a mistake, but I did see your patch note video, Trona Dog, amazing job.
Oh shit.
You say in the video, which is the hitty, the two and then like the little tail swing on the down like hit.
Yeah.
Which is like no Reptile uses that move because it's just not good. Well, the reason why nobody uses that move is because it's a very unexpected move. It's like because you never expect Reptiles to use that, so it's like that's the only way you can really use it. But in your video, you say if you hit the string, it leads to a combo. If you don't, it's safe, which is the buff basically. it doesn't lead into a combo.
You need a
unless
cameo.
you got a cameo. Yeah.
That's what I
so
said.
you do say that, but at the end you do say like if you hit them, you get it. But no, that move is like one of those. You hit them, you have to like predict kind of cameos where it's like you have to summon Scorpion.
I use that
early
move
kind of
against people
situations.
that are already having trouble with my reptile, like my buddies or someone online, if a random person I'm playing. If they're already having trouble against my reptile, but it's still like only slightly in my favor, that's when I start throwing in that random low and shit. Because just one more thing they're not expecting. They block low at the start and then stand up because I didn't do the low string. And they're like, oh no, more lows are coming. But that little tail swing comes. They're like, oh shit. So I do think it was a good change only because... well, for one thing, a character shouldn't be punishable on most things. Punishable should be reserved for a move that has a crazy high reward. And I don't consider a move that's only comboable with cameo to be a high reward move. You gotta have the cameo available. Same with Sub-Zero. His little low string is now finally only -7 instead of -12, which it never made sense why it was -12. It's the exact same situation. It's a low, but it can only be a low. There's no overhead there or anything. And it can only be comboed after with cameo. So why is this punishable on block? The issue is it still has the flippin' gap. Somebody at NetherRealm still doesn't know about the gap system, like how you can armor through stuff and all that, which is like all you do at the higher level. It's all the meta is like I can armor through this, right? So for example, poor Natara, they gave her that new string, which yes is safe on block, but it has the exact same gap and the exact same flawless block timing. So it's the exact same problem. As a Natara main, if your opponent's always armored through your bullshit, they're still going to keep armoring because they don't have to respect it. There's nothing you can do to stop them.
Yeah, so the reptile buff is nice, but really the only thing to care about is the overhead, in my opinion. Like, that move is safe, the tail sweep, but like 90% or 95% of the chance, you just don't use it because it's like, it's really hard to do anything else, essentially.
I'm more so just offended that for some reason Reptile has 2 duplicate strings. I don't get why. Like, he had to have been unfinished, and they were like, why did...
You mean the 2?
Like, well, both of them. So, like, I knew he had 1, and that already confused me. But with this update, I forgot that he has a second duplicate string. So, for anyone not aware, Reptile has a move that's just 2-3, where he smacks him in the face and then does a flying knee, and it launches him. Like, he launches him, right? Yeah. He has a very similar looking string, almost identical. It's just forward 2-3, and it looks almost identical, but the frame data is different, and it looks almost identical. Yeah.
So 2-3 is knee, but 4-2-3 is like this, like his hand comes in like this.
It's slightly slower because he hooks instead of jabbing. Yeah, I get it. But
and the funny thing is this move and then 3 combos way better than 2-3. So you like 90% of the time you do forward 2. It is very similar, yeah. The only reason you do this instead of this is faster.
Yeah. But my point is, no other character in the game, no other character in MK1 has 2 strings that look that identical. So it's very clear they were trying to try both ideas, I think, and then just kept. They want to just keep one at some point, but then realized Reptile had less strings than everyone else in the game, so just let him keep both. Go ahead, Snake, but then I have to finish later.
I mean, Sindel does have that forward cartwheel as just a normal and as a special.
That's very similar. Yeah, they look very similar.
That's funny.
Can you special cancel out of the normal cartwheel into the special move cartwheel?
So it looks like 2 flippies. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I've seen that actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
The only difference is her forward 4, like she does 2 kicks, like little kick. But the front handspring flip is just like one big stomp with both feet, but they look near identical. Snake is right; they look very similar. So much so that if you don't play Sindel, you would probably think it's the same move. But with Reptile, so I already knew about the 2-3 and the 4-2-3, but I forgot that he also has the 2-4 and the 4-2-4, which also look damn identical. So Reptile has 4 different repeat-looking strings that are like, I don't understand how they help you gameplay-wise. I think it's more so that like NetherRealm just left them both in for some reason. Like they just forgot to take them out.
I don't use this move often, but doesn't he have like 2-1? Like
he does.
Like a script, right?
So not only
4-2-1 and
but like
2-1.
The endings look the same too. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has 6.
Yeah.
That look identical.
Even with different strings, he has the same ender animation. So his back 3-1. Everyone usually doesn't end it at all because it's so easy to hit confirm it. They just stop where they are, right? But if you do back 3-1-1, he does a little slap, and the reptile form goes rah and roars right to end it, and it's kind of safe as pushback. Well, he has the exact same ender if you do 4-2-1-1. He goes.
Yes, it's another.
It's the exact same move. So they definitely were not finished with Reptile and kind of went like, the game's launching, put him out there.
Does he,
and like one more piece of evidence.
Does he have less combos? Oh, sorry, great.
Well, I don't know if he has less strings, but like I think like I really do think either they let them in because they wanted to give him more stuff and make it like look like he had more stuff. Because I don't think gameplay-wise it really helps to have two strings that look very similar, but one's just worse. I don't see the real benefit, you know? Because, for example, if you wanted to punish the opponent with the combo, you would not do 2-3. Yeah, it's faster, but you just do 1-1 into force ball. That's a better combo punish, so you just do that. But
yeah,
so there's no point for it to be faster. It's really not. I think they were just not done with him. And one more piece of evidence I have for that is that when the game came out in vanilla for early release players, right? Not review copies, just if you had that option to play the game early, like you had the 3-day early version or whatever, right? Reptile had way higher damage. And then on the day one patch, they nerfed it. So he definitely was not done. Like 100% was not done. They rushed him out the door. And I'm sad actually. Because I miss OP as fuck Reptile. The dude got like 50% damage with 1 bar of meter and 2 Serenas. It was awesome.
Yeah. Last thing I'll talk about for the patch, because we don't want to like bore Snake here, is they buffed Mavado. They buffed him. Yeah. Yay! They gave him like health because it's like, why does he have 100 HP even though it got nerfed? Okay, sorry, he's 50 now. It's like, oh.
My favorite part about that though, Sonic, is the montage you showed me from Aziz. Shout out to our boy Aziz, who does like the work of 10 balance patch team experts. Like he finds bugs like immediately and awesomely, and also finds strats really fast.
It makes really short meme videos,
Yeah, he made a short like 1.5-minute clip of all the changes in the update, and they're pretty well explained too with just the video clips. He puts some like text on screen. But when he shows Mavado at the end, it's just him staring in the distance, and it says plus 50 health. That's all he got. Just staring at the plus 50. Such an awesome way to end the video. Just him like,
yeah, plus 50.
Do you think that Mavado's going to see Takeda and be like, respect? I, too, grab people with stretchy things and fly at them and kick them.
Ah, I see. True. Yeah, kind of a big patch. We'll see how much this affects Evo. I would assume Peacemaker and Johnny aren't going to be. They might still be played, but they're not going to be constantly top A picks. So that'll be.
Johnny's still going to be there because all he did was like, even though he has that stupid parry exploit, I didn't see too many people abusing the parry exploit. So I don't think.
That's not why he's
more
strong.
Of like
yeah.
That was more of NetherRealm realizing that nobody else in the game can do that. So it's really weird to give him this absurd like meta breaking thing, if that makes sense. Like. In other words, if you never fought Johnny Cage before, but you fought everyone else in the game, Johnny Cage feels like a different game, and that's not good. You want to have some like coherence, you know, some consistency in the game. So you can't let him do that. He has Injustice level nonsense. For anyone not aware, in Injustice, it was very common to have a 0-frame parry. That was something you just had, and it was ridiculous. But in Mortal Kombat 1, where they're trying to balance things and not be quite so ridiculous, it's insane to be at 0 or even minus frames, because if it's 0 frames on startup, that means you can actually be you can be as far as -6 and still do it on block, which is insanity. That should never be allowed. So I get why they did that. It makes perfect sense to me, honestly. That had to happen.
Okay.
And one more thing, sorry. I saw some people on Twitter that were actually complaining that NetherRealm patched it. They were like, this is an Evo rug pull. And I'm like, did you want to see the exact same thing again at Evo? Did you want to see just Peacemaker and Johnny, you freaking imbeciles? Except for Sonic Fox playing Sindel, the only person holding it down with a different team. Until he inevitably also needs to switch to Johnny Cage if the opponent's good enough with Johnny Cage. Yeah.
I think Sonic Fox was like, I just pocket Johnny Cage, but I had to, bring Johnny out, and I won.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention the Cyrax got reverted. Some people saying like, Cyrax doesn't need to be nerfed. Shut up. You just want a cameo that can do everything. You don't want to have to actually change your team when you're put in a tough situation. That's not how the game's supposed to work. The game is supposed to be that when you're countered, you can switch to a different cameo. It's not supposed to be, I never have to switch. No. Stop it. Learn more matchups. It's fine. That's the fun of fighting games. Learn more than one character, damn it.
Yeah, Chameleon's too hard. I want old Cyrax back, who does everything. Well, Chameleon does everything too, but it's not that hard.
Yeah, that was one theory too, that like they buffed Cyrax because Chameleon's so overpowered, so let Cyrax come back. But no, it was just a glitch.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to the patch notes, what actually was happening was not that they reverted Cyrax. What happened was something they changed made it to where holding down the button did not trigger it to be counted as a different move, according to the game. So it just didn't spin more than half a bar. That's what was actually happening. So the game did not know the difference between you holding the button versus tapping it in terms of meter consumption. It still gave you a different move because that part stayed in check, but the meter charge, for some reason, didn't know what was happening, and that's why it was always half a bar no matter what you did with Cyrax. So, in case anybody was curious, I'm gonna pee.
Oh. Okay, I guess we'll take a small... He just screamed. Wow. Yeah, okay. I will get some water. Snake, take over as host.
So I've got this lever action shotgun. They're obviously not real. I'm quite pleased with this. It feels very cool to get these in. You can get one of these in Resident Evil 4 Remake, and in the VR version, it's an absolute pain in the ass to reload because it's easy enough to go, do that, but with the actual VR, it's like you're not literally holding anything. So you
okay,
have to go like,
just me.
So it's like,
Snake.
you're not actually holding anything. So it's really hard to get it right.
Fuck.
What?
Snake?
What? Yeah?
Ah, fuck. I think my mic finally gave out.
Mine's on the way out too, to be honest.
Oh no, I can't hear anything. So, to explain, this headphone jack has been messing up since like the middle of the podcast, where to hear you guys, I had to like mostly unplug it, just the headphones part, not the mic down here. And then I could hear you guys. Then I got tired of like that because I couldn't even move to be like expressive because I'd pull out the plug. So I finally just jammed it in really hard, and then that fixed it. It finally started working again. But then just now to take a piss, I accidentally I put the headphones down and made sure not to step on it to not trip. But then my knee somehow caught the slack of the headphones and pulled anyway. So I went, ah! And almost tripped when I walked away. And then I think finally did it in. That was like the death nail in this poor headset.
Hello?
Ah,
what happened? What?
He's having trouble with his.
Oh, he can't hear us?
He could, and then he could, and now he can't again.
If I hold it like this, just the whole remainder of the podcast, then I can hear you. But if I let go of it, it'll fall out. And if I press it in, it goes mute, and I can't hear anybody. It makes no sense. Let me try and find different headphones.
Okay.
I'm going to take this opportunity to go for a wee-wee, then I'll be back.
Oh, now you're going to go for a wee-wee, not when we were all going for a wee-wee.
I used to stay and hold down the podcast while you were away. I had to do that, so you have to hold it down and talk about your dumb bullshit while I'm gone.
Okay, go. I'll talk about dumb bullshit.
Talk about your video or something.
I'm gonna wait for you guys. I think that'd be enjoyable. But I guess I can talk about Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. It is insanely fun. If you thought the base game was great, highly recommend the new one. It is difficult, especially for newer players, but don't let that scare you. I think there is a ton of ways that you can make the game easier. The game isn't like click a button in easy mode. No, you have to like look for the easy mode, if that makes any sense, because there's actually the thing called the Skadu Tree Fragment, which is actually Shadow Tree Fragments, that'll make your character way more attack stronger and defense stronger. So if you get a bunch of those, you can make all the bosses way easier and stuff. And I think you don't need to fight a single boss, and you can get to like plus 10 or plus 20 of that, and it just makes the game way easier, way more enjoyable. And if you still find it hard, then use summons, get your friends, co-op, find the let me solo him guy to help you out and stuff like that. There are tons of ways to make that game amazing, and yeah, highly recommend it. In fact, I'm playing the game right now. Well, I'm editing this podcast, essentially. Here's me going up against some very impressive bosses myself. I like to challenge myself and play the most impossible builds. Oh, by the way, look at me. Scaly form, baby! That's right, they added that to Elden Ring's DLC, which now objectively makes this the best thing FromSoft has ever made, because they added a Scaly into the game. Although I will say Dark Souls 1, the Scaly, the dragon form in that is still the best looking one. This one definitely looks ugly, but it's a Scaly form, so who cares? I love it. And yeah, I actually played like this form without even using the dragon incantation, which is the point of it, against many bosses, and I beat them with parries. I beat these bosses without wearing any armor, naked. and I love it. I think it's great. I'm a masochist, but I think it's really fun. I don't really know how much more I can gush about this DLC. I think it's great. I'm having like a ton of fun. I just played the clip, of me handling these bosses, having a good time. Look at me go. Yeah. Woo! They're gone for a very long time. I'm actually kind of shocked. Currently, my favorite boss is Rolana. I don't know if there will be... Like, Mesmer was great, but unironically, I thought he was too easy.
Rest in piss.
Let's hope True Underdog is back, and that is why you should pre-order Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree. I wonder if he hears us. Hello, True Underdog. Hello.
I'll just do that. That works well enough. No, I came out. That's what I'm talking about. I'll have to literally hold it.
Oh no, is that really how you're gonna have to do it for the entire episode or something?
Yeah.
Oh jeez, you can't do that for
just another hour and a half.
3 hours. The Force Snake also went for a Wii, and he's not back yet. He said I had to hold down the 4, that's why he didn't go for a Wii or something like that. I guess that's the gimmick of our break time now. Someone stays to entertain.
Talk, please. Speak. Jesus Christ. So that's you speaking. That's you speaking through my monitor.
Oh, I see what you're doing right now. Yeah, my computer has its own setup to hear the volume and stuff like that. He's back. That was a longer Wii than expected. Is that like an ice piece? Let me see. It's a skull.
Ice Poseidon?
Oh, that's cute. It's very cute.
Well, I'll just adjust the volume so they aren't quite as loud.
I love to imagine Sub-Zero just be handcrafting little ice skulls with the spine in, and he just dips them into his drink and goes, mmm.
That sounds funny.
He could literally just freeze, make it colder by holding it, but he has to be extra. Because I like the idea of Bihan just having some kind of little quirk. Because I thought of one today where it's he should keep the skulls of his enemies in a trophy room.
Predator.
Yeah, just full on. Just so it's if he killed, he should have had Scorpion's skull in his room in the old timeline. And this timeline, you have you can have his throne room is the Linkway stage in the expansion. Is this is where your skull will go, Tomas. Your parents died while we were out hunting with our father. Now you will be my prey. And he's just got completely off the deep end.
By the way, Snake, I think that headcanon is more real than you expect, since he literally has an ability in the game where it's his back 1 or something, where he pulls out a skull and a spine to smack your opponent with. He just does that. So I guess he crafts it, right?
Yeah, I think he does just make it, which is neat. It's one of those where it's that's just a thing he does, the spine rip, the head rip thing, and it's so he saw that and goes, I could make a hammer weapon out of this. Oh, see,
it's funny y'all are talking about this because there's 7 different moves where he uses that technique. It's pretty funny. His sweep also summons a random spine and skull. His back 2 summons the spine and skull. One of his air strings where he smacks you down ends with the skull and spine. And then even for test your might, he summons it to break the thing.
He really likes that.
If he had if the ice hammer had been a thing in MK instead of Injustice, that would have been a really cool weapon model to use. And I bet most people would just use that and say, "I'm not using these cringe hammers. I'm gonna have him just go around with a big skull head that he smacks people with."
By the way, Trono Dog, are you okay with your what the? That's cute.
What?
Is your volume? Is your setup okay now?
Yeah.
Money
I think I'll be okay.
You spit a singular dollar. Oh, okay. It's kind of coming out now. It's the Mr. Beast gun isn't working out too well, unfortunately.
Now we're thinking of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he's like, "How much money do you think is minimum to make it rain?" And the stripper was like $1,000, and he goes, "I've got 10."
Whoa!
What happened?
Yeah, you didn't see. Oh my gosh!
Nice.
I was looking at him the whole time.
My light source is blocking the snake, so I can't see anything.
What? You just can't see him anymore? You're gonna have to rewatch this episode, Troner Dog.
Well, earlier it was just blocking me because I minimized the screen and it put me up there, so now I can do it. Okay, now I'll see him.
I see. Did you guys watch the last episode, the Combat Kings?
I don't watch anything with you two.
I think so.
Oh, because I put more effort for you, Snake. But okay.
for me.
Yeah, because you asked me to like keep your noises in that episode, so I always highlight them. It's very funny whenever you do them.
Hell yeah.
You have this one part where you're drinking like a drink, and I saw you doing the Homelander meme, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw it, so I added that sound effect. And literally, there was a part in the episode where Troner Dog's like, yeah, I've seen your episode, Sonic. You don't put effort into editing. I know when you get to this late and stuff like that. And I just, while he's saying that, constantly close up to his face for that whole entire part.
Let's talk about Titan Havik, because that drove Snake insane, and I want to hear about his melancholy
That is
and
the
misfortune.
reason why I wanted to talk about it. Because
Rage.
Because we never talk about the Titan battles, essentially. So it's like, okay, who cares? Titan Rain was last time. Titan Lee May or something was like before. When we got Titan Havik this time, it's like, okay. It's like, why would we need to talk about this? The reason is because I just want to hear the Force Snake talk about his experience. Yeah. Because behind the scenes, by the way, on Discord, and even if you go on his Twitter, Snake has gone on like his edgy path. Like he has just gone like nonstop, like complaining about this one mode and this one boss. By the way, kind of off topic, I see the list of topics we have, and one of them just says like Titan Havik, and I was thinking Titan Havik, he's not out in the game. Not the story mode Titan Havik.
Give that man his Red Lantern ring, because Snake got so mad he could have been given a Red Lantern ring.
Yeah, so look at him.
Or
Look
like
at
he
him.
was
He's
trying
running
to
the
Blood
dark
and
side.
rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead. Together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
I can't believe you remember
That's the Red
that.
Lantern mantra.
I remember that one and the green. I also remember part of the orange one, because that's what's mine is mine and mine are mine and mine are mine are mine. And
It's true. That's what
I remember the black one as well, because the black and red ones are so edgy. Like they had to censor the red one in the cartoon because it was so edgy.
Oh, that's funny. So to give a bit of a starting point, and then we're gonna just let the Force Snake go. I'm just gonna let him like just go all out, because I feel like the next 30 minutes we're just gonna hear Snake complain about a mode that no one gives a shit about. So in Invasions mode, or basically there is a set time for like a special mode, you get to unlock the evil version of certain characters in the Titan battles, essentially. So it's like a very, very more dedicated like boss fight for certain characters, and if you beat it, you get to unlock their skin. And if you beat it multiple times, you get to unlock multiple different palettes, which end up with like the gold and the silver version.
They are similar to the bosses you encounter in the mesas, but even more bullshit.
Yeah, more effort put into them, basically.
Like Reptile has a phase where he's just spitting acid like that, or a phase where he goes invisible, and that's less bullshit.
Yeah, and he got the climbing, which I thought was so funny. But yes, Snake, take it away. How was your experience in the Titan Havik mode?
What makes it especially frustrating is the fact that, well, you have to do it like, because the character has 6 palettes.
Yes.
But then you get the 2 extra ones, which have very specific criteria. But you have to get the other ones first.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
To get the gold and silver pallets, you have to have cleared the others first.
Yes. You basically have to play 8 times. It's not like you can play early and get them or something like that, which is very annoying.
And one of those requires it to be a mirror match, so you can't just prioritize your favorite or a character who has type advantage. Like I could do just fine with Liu Kang because he has fire type advantage against blood, but when you have to do Havik, it sucks. And because like the one tactic everyone always says is use the invincible relic. It makes you invincible. You'll never lose. It doesn't. It just disables after the first round. And because its whole gimmick is you're invincible as long as you got full gauge. And people have said this is not how it works, but I'm telling you, this is how it works in my fucking game. That your meter just doesn't fill up, so I can't even use enhanced specials or anything, or anything to get out of enemy combos and whatnot. I just
Does your meter not fill up if you hit your opponent?
No.
What? Wait, that is weird. Huh?
Yeah, this is how it's always worked for me. And other people like use this talisman. No, it only works for the first round and then it breaks. So either there's something wrong with my game somehow, and it's been consistently for months now, or people are just fucking lying to me.
Oh, maybe, I don't know, or maybe because I never use any meter enhanced moves, so it doesn't. No, I feel like I'm pretty sure you get meter.
My acid meteor never worked. I would like hold it, and they would just hold it and then put it away, and nothing would happen.
Yeah, let me explain something here.
Yeah,
so last episode,
that's another part. Is people say you have to use the talisman that where you call down a meteor. It doesn't explain that you're supposed to hold it down and let the opponent hit you out of it to trigger it.
Yeah,
the game doesn't explain that, but that's how it works. And even then, it stops working in the last phase.
Well, that doesn't matter. Sometimes
I swear I've had it end even earlier. And so you get this point where all the tips people give you just don't fucking work right. None of them do.
Did you ever use my method? The gum?
Well, the thing is,
I think I did try that, but it wasn't that helpful.
That's what gave.
So
that's
behind
what
the
made me
scenes, in fact, last episode I talked about a tip that I saw someone else do, and I just followed that for the seasonal tower, and it was a breeze because you got the meteors constantly going down. You have the invincible relic, which just can't kill me, and that just made it like completely like super easy. But for some reason, I think for PlayStation players, it doesn't work. Or like, especially for the Titan battles, because there's tweets being like, it's really bugged for PlayStation players. So my method just completely doesn't work for these two. It worked absolutely fine for me. So it's like, the first time I fought Titan Havik, bullshit. Like, it was so hard. It was like, I was like grudgingly going through every single fight. It was like painful. And then I tried the method of the invincible relic and then the meteor talisman. Less than 3 minutes, and I could beat. By the way, you have to beat him 5 times, like 5 health bars. Like, holy shit. So with the invincible relic and then the talisman, it was a breeze. I didn't need to do shit. I just needed like punch, all the meteor hit him, punch, all the meteor hit him, and he just dies. So easy. And I got everything I wanted like within an hour. So it was very easy for me. So like, unfortunately, this method did not work for these 2 other lovely gentlemen here, and they had
ruined my video, Sonic. You ruined my video where I had you give advice to everybody. No, it was a great video though.
There's some comments that I had to respond to being like, I think it's a PlayStation issue.
The reason I had to include that segment though is because like Sonic is such a meme lord that he can't help but make his like tutorial a meme too. You could have just cut it when you were done, but you left it in a little tea bag, and then when you got hit, you went and you purposely cut yourself mid-scream, so it's still funny. I was like, he can't help but meme.
And what's really funny about that method, the meteor method, that's the exact same method you do in the Raiden season too. It works exactly the same. It's just not a poison meteor. It's like electric meteor or some shit.
Yeah.
And you just have it for the entire game, and the seasonal towers made it so easy. So it was supposed to be the exact same, and it does work on PC. So that's what I've been doing. But unfortunately, like, PlayStation priority, so like it's a bug or some shit. I don't know.
I agree that it's a very stupid thing. At least the Titan boss is not like a required thing, but I know it's like you can't really give advice now because it's already over. But if it ever comes back, I guess what you can do is you pick someone that they're weak to. So Melina is like the opposite of Havik, so she does more damage to him and takes less damage from him. So that already helps you. And then if you have that gum ability, you can just teabag whenever you take any bit of damage. The only problem is if you don't keep teabagging every 30 seconds. You legit will lose the match, so you can't like go without teabagging.
I think I've heard about that.
But the cool thing is, whenever you end a combo, she'll teabag anyway. So like the game kind of does it for you. It's not a big deal. And the game acts like you always get armor. You don't, but if you teabag enough, you like have a random chance to get armor. So that's kind of cool too. You get like a little shield temporarily. That's kind of badass. The only part where the fight got kind of tricky, but not really, because once I did Melina and added the gum, I beat it first try and could keep beating it. I just didn't care to beat it more than twice because I think Havik's costume looks terrible with the later colors anyway, and I'm not a huge collector kind of guy. I'm not obsessed with collecting all the colors or anything. So
I like the black one. That's the one that I might be using if I use the skin. It's just like
the black's fine. The default red is fine. I like the default because it looks like he's covered in all meat, not just red leather and meat. And I prefer that idea. I like full Lady Gaga, like he showed up in a meat suit. That's funny to me. But yeah, use Melina. You teabag a lot. The only tricky part is when he gets really big. Because I first was getting behind him and doing the little spinny attack she has till I do damage to him, and it did some. But then I realized I was being dumb because if you just do uppercuts on him from behind, you do like a fifth of his health each time you uppercut him. It does so much damage. I was like, oh shit, I'll just do that. And then in the final phase, which is just a bunch of body parts, you can legit just spam teabag the whole time and you won't die. He can't do enough damage to you to even get you below half health. And you just keep teabagging for the remainder of the fight. When these all big parts, you can't die.
That final part, the first time I played it, I was like, how many more projectiles are coming? I keep getting hit. And I realized, it's each time you dodge it, he loses health. So that's why, and I kept getting hit because it's actually kind of hard. Eventually, once you do it, like, because I did it 8 times, like, I got used to it completely. I was like, here comes the punches, jump over. Here comes the kicks, and then here comes the one from the.
Fast then.
And then here comes the head that chomps every single time at the end, and then he repeats. So I kind of just got used to it eventually. I knew the pattern.
So I wonder how fast that last segment can be if you successfully dodge everything. Because for me,
pretty
my only
fast, like
complaint
20
about the
seconds.
fight was like it wasn't hard. My complaint was that last segment. It's a really fun gimmick, but it goes on for way too long. But now it makes sense when you said that. Like I was getting hit by everything. So maybe it
each time you get hit. Yeah. That means it's very long for you because you never dodged them.
It was only about a couple minutes, but like a couple minutes of mashing down feels like a long time.
Couple minutes? Oh my gosh.
Just like there's 3 minutes of like straight body parts attacking me.
That because you can end it in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I got
wow.
you. Damn, I didn't know that. Yeah.
See, this is the thing because there's a lot of things we have to figure out on the fly, and if you fail, you have to do all the previous phases again. Yeah. So it'd be very helpful if you could just say, "I'm just gonna wait a bit, let other people figure it out, and then do it." No, you have like 3 or 4 days to do it. If you miss that window, you lose it. And that's the infuriating part. Like you don't have time to wait for the people to work out the strats. You have to do it yourself, and so you have and it also when you're getting really frustrated and struggling with something, one of the best things you can do is stop, walk away, take a break, come back when you're refreshed. The time limit on availability does not let you do that. It's like if I walk away now, I might not have time to do it. So you're in the mindset of I have to get this thing finished now, otherwise I'll lose a chance.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like I don't know why they do this because there's no reason they can't just have it. Say it starts like 2-3 weeks into the season and just last to the end of the season, or even better, what they should do is they should have because there are always 2 available. So I think it's usually the current one and the last one.
Yeah.
So why not just make it that it's always available or available most of the time? Which ones are on rotation? Maybe it's like the current one is available the whole time, but then the previous ones it'll just cycle through them.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
Because
awesome.
the game is very anti-consumer. It has been since launch, and this is just a prime example of that. Where they're just like, no, very focused on the FOMO aspect.
Sorry,
FOMO.
That's
bullshit.
definitely why they're doing like 3-day limit or 4-day limit is for you to you better do it before the time limit for the special scale kind of a thing.
I mean,
which is like
it worked on me too. It made me spend my dragon crystals, not my real money, but like when when Invasion Melina showed up back in the shop for like 300 crystals because I already had like 3 of her costumes, but I didn't know that like some of her other colors for that costume look really good. Like the blue one looks really cool because with the blue shade, it looks like the lower part of her legs that normally have like a fabric down there. It's like skin color, so she looks more naked. So I was like, I want to wear this one. So I spent those 300 dragon crystals on just that. So they got me. And then I swear, if Titan Lee May is not fightable again soon, but she ends up in the shop, I'll probably spend more crystals on her because
she's
that
in the
Titan
shop
Lee
right
May
now,
outfit
isn't she?
Huh?
She's in the shop right now.
Well, I don't have the crystals for her right now.
Wah, wah.
Well,
I almost
this is why I save
your
up.
credit card, dog.
Double XP.
No.
Yep.
What Snake? What did you just say it again, Snake?
Bust out your credit card. Buy those coins, those crystals.
Wait. Why do you want Titan Lee May, dog? I thought you don't like that.
Oh, so well, I like Titan Lee May for very obvious and red-blooded male reasons. Yeah. I noticed that. Funny enough, even in the character select screen, have y'all seen what happens if you just let her stand there?
No.
It makes me laugh because it almost feels like MK9. Like it's like obviously in your face, like perverted, but it's not intentional this time. So
what's the way she does
Lee
this?
May is straight up wearing like regular panties underneath that outfit, like pretty revealing underwear, right? Which is actually traditional how they wore. Actually, they wore really like minimal underwear back then with those kind of outfits, right? But what's funny is that she's doing this, right? When you
Yeah.
Well, the wind is blowing ever so gently, and it would just lift up the front. You just see all of her underwear, even in the character select screen. It cracks me up. And then if you play Ermac against her and turn her upside down, the whole thing just drops. You just see like her entire crotch. And what makes it even funnier is every character screams by default because they're upside down and like, ah. But I like to pretend it's because she's accidentally flashing everyone. And she's like, nah!
I find it extremely funny that this skin that Trono Dog's like, oh, looks shit. I don't like this Titan Lee May skin. Now he's like, saving up those dragon crystals for the skin because of that aspect that he found out about.
Listen,
which was there.
It
which
just
was
shows
there.
that I've had character growth. Okay.
Oh yes, of course.
The story has evolved, and I have along with it. I've matured.
First, he only saw that costume's the outside. He only saw the surface level.
The head.
Then he looked deeper, and he saw the glory that awaits for those who are willing to look past the hideous costume and see what lies beneath. And he said, "Yes, I am a man reborn. I have developed. I am truly reborn into this. I've opened my third eye and seen the truth of this Lee May costume. I see how glorious it is." That is what Dog has done. He has moved past his former shallow self and become a real man.
Wow.
If it makes you feel better,
there.
I could still complain that the purple is not purple enough. Because it's not. Like her purple default with the Titan
what's her
outfit
other
is
palettes,
not vibrant
though?
enough, but it's like a dark
Maybe
purple. I get it's like, oh, it's Order of Darkness Lee May, so it's purple, but it's a darker purple. I don't care. I think because MK1 is so colorful, if a character's blue, make them blue. If a character is red, make them red. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how MK9 was, and everyone still loves it, you know? But,
I think I always liked that skin, but I have to say, though, it would look better without the headpiece. What's really funny is, like, when people mention this skin, they're like, why can she wear that, but her deception skin can't show legs? It's like
all the thigh, baby.
Showing a lot of thigh in that skin, but no, not the deception version.
The only thing you can't show in this game is ass.
She literally has a costume with her underwear out, but when you see her underwear, like whereas the other one, it's similar, but it's not because it's designed to be worn outside. It's like so yeah. Well, we got a sense of that one, but this one you can literally see her undies. Oh, the DOA fans are gonna love this one.
DOA fans. So what's very funny is everything that Troner Dog said about this Titan Lee May, all the funny gimmicks and stuff like that. You can do that exactly to Titan Havik too.
Yeah.
Because Titan Havik is not wearing any pants.
Good.
Like literally, it's very.
As
it's covered up well, but he's literally pantsless. So that's if any male fan service people want that, it's like there's your legs. You know, General Shao, like classic 3D era. No. But meet Evil Havik. Legs. There we go.
Every time we get on this topic or someone mentions it, I keep thinking back to that Anita Sarkeesian quote, but now it's actually real. Strategic butt covering. NetherRealm does their absolute best to hide the ass in every situation. Like even with Natara, where she's clearly wearing like bikini bottoms, but like from the back there's that giant veil like covering her butt. Melina in her sexy outfit, like the entire front of her is almost revealed, like a really deep V all the way down to her pubes. But don't you dare show her butt cheeks. Put a giant drape in the back so you can't see even a tiny hint of ass. You better cover it.
The Earthrealm outfits for Katana and Melina, they're wearing like, well, it seems to be spandex shorts that are just flat at the back.
Yep.
Which is a bit unusual. Although, fortunately, we do get to see Takeda and Johnny. Those two are caked up.
They represent that correctly.
They really should be even-handed, NetherRealm. You know,
yeah.
I mean, that's what equality is about. It's about being even-handed with everybody. Not about saying it's okay with these but not these. No, NetherRealm. It's the 21st century. Get with the times.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying every character should have an Omni-Man ass. I'm just saying, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I should send this tweet.
Johnny Cage is the only character that has ass until Takeda gets here.
Let me show you this.
Johnny
by the way.
Cage's ass is just clear on display.
A fan of mine literally just sent this to me on Twitter. He's like, I get why you like Reptile now, and I'm like,
just him laying down.
It's like, okay, Rain Fatality, got it. We should test this out on every character now.
True. It reminds me too, because when you gave me that Natara face, and like I think it's meant to her being like no, but to me I saw a Higao face, right? I learned that every character already has a Higao face in the game, but it's when you do the Motaro fatality on him. Because he shoves his tail in their head, and before he blows it up, they make a derp face because their brain's been impaled, like rightfully so. But they all go.
There's one a bit like that. There's one like that in when Melina, her first fatality, when she like sucks the brain out.
Oh yeah.
It's just that one's harder to get off to because their eyes get taken with it.
Here's a fun fact, by the way, that I found out about. I'm not sure how easy it is. I'm pretty sure it was really hard when I tried. You can use hook mod for fatality parts. So if you want any facial expressions or like close up, you can hook mod the camera while they're doing the fatalities.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you couldn't Sonic, then every Riona YouTube channel would be out of business.
Oh.
Yeah.
They rely on that. They rely on that hook mod for different angles of the same fatality. I loved, like, many months ago when Snake made that very innocent post on Twitter when he discovered, like, his first Mortal Kombat Riona channel and was like, is this a fetish? Yes, Snake. Yes, it is.
I mean, hey, fatalities are kind of a fetish if you think about it. But yeah.
Yes. That's probably the main reason why they censor the characters, honestly. Like, it's not just to, like, you know, be modern and, like, you know, avert the male gaze. It's also because in a game where you can already murder people, they probably don't want you also, like, aroused by the outfits. It's a weird mix of things.
I think they always go back to that Dead Island Special Edition, you know, where it's like the severed female torso in like the American flag bikini, because like as if her head and arms and legs have been torn off. Like that was just the thing you got as a physical item, and people were just like, what this. Why? What? This is weird. And I think they look back to that and go, let's not do that.
You know, scary thing is, like, that is a fetish. Like, gore and R-rated shenanigans. It's a big fetish out there.
I would tell everyone what the name for that is, but then they would Google it. And I don't want to awaken anything in some people.
Yeah, I'm
but
just
I know
saying,
the exact name for that.
That's actually one of my turn-off points for me. It's just like, I don't care how sexy this shit is. If I see a character die afterwards, I'm like, fuck this shit.
I'm going to be honest, Sonic. I think death is a turn-off for most people.
For most people, you would think. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people who are into that. I think most people just
don't
like,
say it. At least don't say it on the podcast. Wow. I'll censor it.
So when Snake said an item, I thought he meant an item in the game. It's a physical thing you can buy as the customer. I did not know that. It's a tangible thing. I'll post it.
Oh, I remember this. This was like I've seen people talk about like the worst like things that you can like add-ons or like things that they send you, you know, like the Fallout 76 like stuff that they send you, and this was one of them. Just here you go, zombie boobs.
I will say, the one thing I've always been jealous of the English for, your flag looks damn good on a bikini, and it always has. I've always been a bit jealous of that because the American flag looks pretty damn good also on a bikini, but I don't think anything beats the British flag.
It works for like an asymmetrical style if that's what you're going for. Like one's got the stars, one's got the stripes.
Yeah.
But one of the downsides that flag has is the asymmetry of it. That's why Guile has to have one tattoo it's normal, the other one it's flipped.
Oh,
so it just looks kind of weird. Whereas like I think it's fair enough to say that the Union flag is like one of the best looking flags in the world. And it's not a biased thing. It just is stylistically. I mean, come on. Look, what else is it? It's Italy. It's like red, white, and green. France, red, white, and blue. Just in these like lame stripes. It's terrible. Japan is at least stylistic with it being a big red circle. It's interesting. It's an idea. But most countries are just like blocks.
I just realized that, I've always known this, that most flags, like most country flags, are very simple, and that's with good reason. They want you to be able to like distinguish it
of course,
from a distance really easily. But I just realized why, like, I think the U.S. flag is so complicated. It's because it was English dudes that designed it. Like they immigrated, or like, you know, left England, but they're still English, so they probably still made a really complicated red, white, and blue flag because that's their thing.
I adore the American approach of red, white, and blue, the American colours, and it's like France had those colours before you. The fucking Netherlands do. Britain, the country you guys left, has that as its colour scheme. What are you talking about?
They just took it and they ran with it. That quote, I mean, yeah.
I'm also not sure if there's a term for this or not, but I'm pretty sure also... Sorry, I know it's a random tangent.
It's fine.
I'm not sure if there's a term for this or not, but it seems also that for the most part, these state flags, or country flags, sorry, they try to have the same shades of the color. So if you have red on your flag, it's usually the same red. Like, typically. If you have blue, usually the same blue. There's a dark and a light blue, but usually nowhere in between. If you have green on your flag, it's typically the same shade of green. I wonder if there's a name for that or not. Do you know what I mean? Like how the Britain flag has the same red as the U.S. flag has the same red, has the same red as Mexico. Yeah.
Like a standardized.
It's like we all agreed it's the same color.
Yeah, I know.
Like
you just said it's like the less complicated, the better, and stuff like that. But one of my favorite flags is the Welsh flag.
Oh yeah,
it's
Wales
a fucking dragon on it. Okay,
Yeah.
like why not?
The Welsh flag is cool.
Last time I went to Wales, I got some socks with that pattern on it. They're so good.
That sounds badass. It's good merch.
That would also look damn good
this
on
little
a
guy
bikini.
when I went as well.
She had
that's
dragons
so
on
cute.
both titties.
What is
That is cool.
what? Oh, it's Welsh. So it's like a Welsh.
He's got a cutie mark. Oh my god, he's got a cutie mark.
Don't you ruin this for me!
Dog, how dare you? Wait, that makes it better, Snake. Come on now.
Like my My Little Pony version of
I know. Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah, I remember you said that. I was like, why?
I'm so happy I found that.
It's cool, but why? Okay, before we continue, I have to ask, what's up with the new drip with the new gloves there, Snake?
Do you not recognize it?
Of course, I know what it is, but I'm just you have so much Joker, man.
No, it's not Joker. What are you talking about? You see black, red, and white, and assume it's Joker? No, it's
Yes.
Got so much
Oh.
great merch.
So that's that's your flag right there.
I waved the flag of the Adrestian Empire.
Nice.
And just like that, he pissed off the Fire Emblem Reddit again.
Good. Nah, the Fire Emblem Reddit, I've never had a problem with them. The MK Reddit hates me, but the Edelgard Reddit are cool guys.
No, of course, since you love her so much. So, I would like to ask, since supposedly you both did this, why did you? Okay, yeah, I'll just say, how was your seasonal tower experience?
Dog shit.
Yeah, I'm very curious, like, why you? Okay. Thank you for that, dog.
Just one more reason the reptile is based. He's an Applejack fan.
Okay.
You only like her because she's fucking Southern. How dare you?
She is very
Is that
southern.
why?
I think she's even specifically Texas. Yeah. Listen,
She has a cowboy
one of the
hat.
few
Come on, she's
joys in
clearly
life-
Texas.
one of the few joys in life is that, like, in almost every cartoon, there's always a Texas character, and I love it.
I do
Yeah,
like.
Even
I
in
do like their
Japanese
family.
and foreign products, they still find a way to insert a Texas character. He might not be played by a Texas actor, but he'll still be in there. Like in the Kamen Rider, they still had a Texan who was
Yeah,
Japanese.
This is why, dog. You need to really start a campaign going to get the new timeline Sonya to have a deep Southern accent and just sound like Applejack, and have the hat and everything because she's from Texas. Come in
We
with a
already had,
come on,
we had
Sheriff
Aaron Black.
Sonya Blade. I mean, Jack's on
we
special
did
force
have
for
Aaron Black, that's true.
FBI. Let's make Sonya a sheriff.
Let's make
That'd be cool.
Sonya
And
talk
I
like
know
Firecracker.
It's not going to happen because that would make her a cop, and people are just like brain dead stupid when it comes to cops.
Well,
But-
not too much recently, but yeah, I
No,
see
we're
what
good now. Oh, by the way, guys, could you imagine how funny it would be if, like, we learn early on in Aftermath that yes, Takeda's from the future, all that yada yada yada. You know, he's someone's kid, but then it's revealed like he runs over to like Johnny Cage and he's like, "I finally found you, father," and Lee May's the mother.
Wow. Then
Because
he
we
would
already had that
actually
shit
be
because,
white.
Johnny Cage said,
Then he would
"Mom was a
actually be
cop."
white.
That'd be
You know
crazy.
what? I've just had a thought. So Lee May is basically an outworld sheriff.
Yeah.
I want NetherRealm to take the Melina or Katana Earthrealm costume, take it back, and give us Earthrealm Sheriff Lee May
Yes.
with the
That'd be
hat and
cute.
everything. Give us that. That would be amazing.
Give her a big old hat,
Like a big hat.
The biggest.
big cowboy hat. Yeah.
And then give her a new intro, but if you wear that against Ashra, she's like, haha, I got the big hat now, you dumb bitch. And Ashra's like, no, it's like, big hats are my thing. She's like, you had your chance. Now it's
had
my
your
time.
I'm just laughing at the
This
"you
is
dumb bitch."
such a
That's so
rel-
like so delightfully English of Snake. Just to add an insult like on top of an insult. Like it's already like, haha, now I have the hat. But then the English comes in, "You dumb bitch." Just has to throw that in there. So for me, with the seasonal tower, I
Yeah,
will
I'm more
say,
interested.
oddly enough, every phase I've only done 4 phases or 4 tower climbs. Every
Okay.
every one after the first one was not as irritating, but still irritating. The first one is just absurdly frustrating because, for anyone not aware, there's these dumb little landmines that sometimes spawn beneath you. So you can't even start the round without getting hit by one. And then, if that wasn't annoying enough, the charge stays on you and waits about a second and a half before zapping you again, and there's no way to avoid this. You will get zapped again. And then there's also projectiles, I think, too, that come down. And when I was playing this, I thought to myself, whoever designed this either did not test it, they just put it in there and called it a day, they clocked out, or they actively hate the players. And once that idea got in my brain, I was like, I really do think they just actively hate us and want us to suffer, because this is like ridiculously not fun. It's not difficult.
I have the answer.
It's just not fun.
I have the answer for that, dog. Do you remember in the MK11 Towers of Time, Fubar? The one where you fight Cassie and Jackie, and you've got all the mines and lasers and everything, all the bullshit at once.
I never really did Towers of Time.
I think it was in the, you know, like the ones that, at the bottom. It's like the 10 that you're supposed to do, and they're really tough or whatever, but they're not character specific or seasonal. It's just there the whole time.
So it was not the default Towers of Time that you keep playing, and when you get far enough, you unlock the Chronica skins. It was not that one.
No, I think it was the static one, the one that's there the whole time.
That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. So it's one of those. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like the most infamous tower that exists, and then these exist.
Yeah.
That's not a coincidence. Someone at NetherRealm just wants to make the most bullshit stuff, and it's just not fun. And this person needs to get their fucking head checked.
I think they think it's fun. That's why.
I'll take the high road, and I won't even insult them. I will just say, you need to find a job where you're happy. Like, you are suffering, and that's why you're putting it on us.
Oh my gosh.
You need to please do what's better for yourself and find a new line of work where you're happy, okay? Don't put it on us. You're clearly not happy. Just find somewhere else.
I am kind of curious though, Chunadog. So you did 4 runs? Like, did you succeed?
Yeah, I had
like
the cheap talisman that makes it to where you can't, or the cheap relic where you can't die. You have like minimal
health,
so you have
and
you just take meter damage. Yeah. The only annoying thing about that is, like Snake said, after the first round, so if it's a boss character and they have 2 life bars, then it undoes the talisman because it only activates the critical health. So I'm not sure if, like, when you're at critical health again that you get the power up again, or if it's just gone for the rest of the fight. I wasn't sure which one.
I think you do. From what I recall, I heard someone did say like you do, but again, like, it didn't work for Snake, so it might not work for you.
So I just finished the boss off, but I was just mad that I couldn't get my flawless victories anymore. I was like, you take my flawless from me. And then I'm not sure if anyone else experienced this. Let me know if you did. But I noticed that the game as a whole, I am getting my fatalities less consistently. Like, I'll do the input, and I just won't get a fatality. I'll just punch him in the face. And I'm like,
yeah,
this never happened until, like, recently. I always nailed the fatalities. Now I'm like every now and then messing it up somehow.
I cannot get chameleons to trigger anymore.
Yeah, some brutalities weren't working
every
either,
time.
like, straight up.
It just goes wrong.
What's going on with the PlayStations? Like, these aren't issues with the PC.
Some have very specific positioning, like with Goro, because he jumps down in front of you. Even though it's a close input, if you're right in the opponent's face, it doesn't work. Because he has to land in between you and them. So why is it close range? Why not make it further back? Or, alternatively, get rid of the distance thing entirely. That would also be beneficial for, I want to do chameleon's input. Oh, it's medium. How about instead take that out so I can just go as far away as possible? So if the input doesn't work, then she's not going to throw her fan or whatever at the opponent. It'll miss because he won't get that far. Or something like that. They want you to be doing fatalities all the time, but they don't make it easy for you.
You know why?
Yeah.
It's because you guys never use easy fatalities. So now they're incentivizing
I do, actually. They're all ran out.
Oh, you have? I've never used a single one.
I get lazy sometimes.
I use them by accident.
Yeah. You can buy those with dragon crystals, did you know?
Well, they're also free when you level up, so that's the cool thing, too.
For each character, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you use the talisman, though, dog? The meteor one? Or does it not work?
Not the meteor one, because it never triggered. So instead, I was doing the, it's called, like, godly power or something like that. You can only use it twice per round, and it's that gigantic beam, like the Kamehameha. It's a giant blast, yeah.
I do
which
like
pretty
that
much one-shots any enemy in the game or pretty close to it. And then when later on, I tried your method of the farming, where you just do the same trial over and over again, which is technically faster than doing the seasonal towers. But my God, is it, like, soul crushing because it's the same thing over and over again. Like you are not having fun. At least with the towers, it's not fun, but it's different, and your brain likes novelty. Like time goes by faster when at least different things are happening, right? When it's the same thing over and over again, like you can't have fun. Like you really can't. I
also want to explain to me why the towers sometimes have multiple bosses and not even at like consistent intervals. Sometimes it's just like I'm just going to throw one in like mission 8, and he's gonna fight like Reptile as a boss or something, or Melina.
It's either 3 or 4 sometimes, and then 2, and it's like, why is it like? Is it half or is it just like 2 or? It's like because I sometimes save my talisman because the talisman does recharge every single fight. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to fight this guy because he's not like a boss, and then I fight and I'm like, where's the boss? Sometimes I have a run without any boss. I'm like, okay, that was easier.
Which talisman is it? The recharge
for me, the meteor talisman. I just use that one.
Are you forced to get hit to summon the meteors or not?
So what you do with the meteors is you do the pose, and then like on your health bar, it will show like 2 indications, like ding, ding, and that means that it's off. If you let go, then it will stop. You have to get hit out of it for it to continue. It's such bullshit, but so technically just do this.
You have to get hit twice is the annoying part. You have to get hit twice.
Yes, you get hit twice.
Once and it didn't work. Oh well.
Yeah, but I mean, if you summon it, then you win the match already, basically.
And it's funny that Snake mentioned the random bosses because I think the enemy structure must also be random because one of the towers I did. Keep in mind, everyone watching, it's 10 floors, right? 5 of them were katana. I was like, this has to be random because there's no way that in a game with like 30 characters that someone did that manually and was like, I want 5 katanas in one tower.
5 katanas?
Because she's not even a fun enemy to fight. She's really boring. She just runs away and does Phantos or does random square wave to nothing. Like, I thought the AI was reading my inputs. Then I learned they just YOLO. A lot of the AI just
do their own things.
Like if Johnny Cage randomly kicks you, just hold block. He'll still randomly dragon kick or shadow kick, and you just block it. Like they do that.
There is no more predictable a character in this game AI-wise than Smoke. He has 2 moves he does all the time, and Baraka's the same as well. He likes to do the flurry move and but enhance with bounces and then do an air combo. Like those 2 do the exact same moves all the time, and it's infuriating.
Yep.
The
also fuck Mavado. Mavado's little mine.
Wow.
If I hit him at the very start, it should not still come out. Like that's ridiculous. I've had that thing screw me over during finish him screens. I kill the main enemy, but he already tossed the damn mine out, and it activates, sucks me in, and hits me. Oh, my mommy's here. Maybe. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Isn't someone coming to your house? Do we end the episode faster now because of that? I'm not sure. Because just for context, we're actually recording earlier because like we just thought we'd do it that way. But then Tronadog also mentions like around like 12-ish, like someone's coming over, and I was thinking maybe I should have asked that. Like,
well, I'll get to my topic real quick.
Wait, but we're not done with this season.
No, it's real quick, just while Dog is gone. MK Onslught
you can talk about it. Go ahead.
Onslught had an update recently. It's like 100 megabytes. No new content. That game's dead. Moving on.
What? But there's more megabytes?
Yeah, it's like 100 odd megabyte update. I assume it's just balancing or something, but there's no new content. We're on our 3rd repeat chronicle, and so the next chronicle will be start next Thursday. So it seems like there's probably not going to be anything more new coming to the game ever. I'm pretty sure the game is dead.
Yeah, and it's actually really.
So I'm going to hold on until like the 1-year anniversary. If there's nothing new then, which is like early October, if there's nothing new then, I'm just going to drop the game. Because if there's no new content coming, there's no point in continuing.
I thought you were going to say after the 1-year anniversary, nothing happens. Wasted potential. Oh, no. Or the critique video.
I could do.
Right? You are the only one. You must preserve this history, Snake. It is very funny, the story mode. No one's talking about it, but it is very funny. You need to preserve that history.
It's wild how NetherRealm finally found a way to make an MK game that I enjoy playing, and then they kill it like 6 months down the line.
It's your fault, Snake. You didn't promote it like crazy. You should have made like your entire channel into an Onslught channel, and then you could have saved it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only saying that because I have dumb friends who tell me that. Like when Soul Calibur 6 came out and I was playing it, but then it fell off really quick and I stopped playing it. And my friend's like, you have the power to bring it back. And I'm like, I fucking don't. I'm just one dude.
You think?
They see stuff like, free MVC2, which is like backed by Maximilian Dude, and think, you're a fighting game YouTuber, you can do that too. No, we can't.
Still really can't.
We can do little things, we can support the developers, but that's about it.
We got Spidey X Morgan trending, and we're still not gonna get Darkstalkers 4.
Shut up! Don't mention that. Wait. So, yeah, Snake just mentioned the Onslught thing, which was very fast already just then. While you were... so, Dog, are we gonna have to cut this episode faster?
Are we what?
Do we need to cut this episode faster, or are you okay there?
You have about 30 more minutes.
I did not expect this episode to be this short, but okay.
Short, huh? We're still 2 hours right now.
It's short in our standard. But yeah, one thing I'll mention about Seasonal Tower is it was just a mind slog, but I was counting, like, each time I go through the tower was about 8 minutes. So I could at least finish the tower, all the towers to get that reptile skin for last episode within, like, 7 hours-ish, essentially. So I was counting that, basically.
Part of me thought about hiring Sonic to grind the towers for me.
Me?
I'll pay him like $10. Yeah, just to do the towers for me and level up my characters. But then I realized that's not worth it because I'm only grinding to get the crystals anyway, so it defeats the point. Yeah. Although I was able to level up 2 characters to like level 20, and they were not very high, so that's kind of cool. I got 200 crystals from that. And
I will say this. I'm still very pissed off about this NRS, because each 5 towers, you get a new skin, you get a new palette. Tower number 45, you get a green Johnny Cage, who was wearing the coat, so it's the Order of Darkness version of Johnny Cage of the palette. I didn't get it. The game just didn't give it to me.
Oh,
straight up. It gave me everything else.
Did you screen cap it?
Did I? No. I didn't really care, but I was saying that.
Then you could complain on Twitter.
But I was really, but after that point, I was so fucking worried I wouldn't get the reptile palette. I was like, oh my gosh, what if they just don't give it to me? So I did record that to make sure, but everything else was given to me. But just that random ass green Johnny Cage, never got it. kind of pissed, but at the same time, I don't care enough to complain about it. That's kind of cute. Instead of Morgan Spider-Man, it's Miles and Lilith. Is that what she's called, Lilith?
Her name is Lilith because that is the original woman. Yeah.
See, it's one of those things where I look at that and go, why is it? I know where the origin of the whole thing is, but I'm like, I much prefer seeing Spider-Man with Felicia because it's a cat girl named Felicia, and that's really funny.
Yeah, but it's Morgan and Spider-Man trending because Marvel vs. Capcom had like
and I know why. It's just that but apparently that line isn't even exclusive to those two. Apparently, he says it with other characters. But Felicia wasn't in that game, sadly. So
it's not just the lines or the dialogue. It's also because in the newest artwork for the re-release or whatever, they have Spidey and Morgan right next to each other, like eyeing each other up. Yeah. Although what's funny is that Peter's probably just like actually trying to be like intimidating, and she's more like, ooh woo, like who's this mysterious man who I can't see? I do like a lot of the artwork too. A lot of the artists purposely don't have Peter cheating on Morgan. They either have them just being like chummy buddies on the couch, or they have them, or they have Peter being disinterested, or they even have some where she's like telling Mary Jane like, keep this one, he's awesome, like don't let him get away, like Peter's awesome. Wholesome. And she's like, I know. I love the thumbs up and the heart one too is so good, where he's like,
oh yeah, the classic cosplay pose. So we don't have much time, so let's just get right into the content side of things. I think the two of you, or I guess all 3 of us, have made like pretty interesting content recently. I have been enjoying your skits recently, Dog. Like recently, you've been putting that in your beginning of your videos. Now you're putting.
I give up.
Oh, that was fast. I was gonna say you're putting effort into your videos, and he's like, I give up already. Oh, that was fast.
Sadly, my skit could still not save Natara. I thought my funny skit would propel Natara's views, because Natara's not popular. I challenge anybody to make a Natara-centric video and even escape 10K. I'm lucky I escaped 20K.
I genuinely think because Megan Fox played her, nobody's interested in her. Nobody really wants to play her because of that.
I even wanted to make a video about that, like, because I have like the most blank in Mortal Kombat history, like the greatest jobber, the greatest whatever. I wanted to be like the most failed comeback or like the worst comeback in Mortal Kombat history, and it's just like Natara. But the problem is it's a Natara-centric video, so is it even worth my effort? Like no one's gonna watch it.
Well, you could do multiple, like worst comebacks, multiple.
Well, I did do that actually. Now that you mention it,
then you pick a different character, like Havik comes back and is an emo, so you just put Havik's face, and that's probably going to do better.
Yeah. Well, I did that already.
Maybe.
I forgot. Remember, I even did the thumbnail was trying to copy that movie that Sonic and I like so much, Parasite. I have Havik and Natara on the thumbnail, but their eyes are blacked out, and they have the little fuzzy like their faces are being blurred. Yeah, I forgot. I already made that. I forgot I made that video. Whoopsie. I had an Aaron from Game Grumps moment where I have an idea, then I'm like, oh wait, I did that.
I already did it.
Never mind.
Too much. Yeah, like even in my video, because the one that I released recently, Astra video, it's not really an Astra doesn't suck video. It's a Natara sucks video. That's the actual video where the last half of the video was just talking about that. Everyone in my comment section is just like, preach, sister. Yes, Natara is horrible. That's everything in my comment section right now. Basically, it's just everyone agreeing that they hate Natara right now, essentially. Oh, so congratulations, Snake, on your sponsored video recently. Great job, good job on that. It was quite entertaining seeing you fight a bunch of like middle schoolers and stuff. It was very cute.
Yeah. So in case someone's not watched it, I'm sure most of you haven't, because the video didn't even reach 7K views. It fucking flopped hard.
It's not the topic that I don't think people like. It's really clickbaitable. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in essence, I was approached to do a sponsored video about this AI chatbot website, and I thought, it was meant to be just a segment, like just a sponsored segment in another video. I thought it'd be a really cool idea to be like, let's talk with MK characters as dictated by AI and see how it goes. Didn't do all that well, but I talked to Sindel for about 10-15 minutes. I talked to Sonya, Johnny Cage. Talk a little bit to Melina. I have some fun little bits. One thing I realized afterwards that I didn't do was I didn't ask any of them what they think of my YouTube channel, because there've been people in my Discord who've been talking to chatbots and asking them about that. Like, there was one person asked a Sindel about me. Sindel hated me, and then I looked into that same person's other bots. One was Jill Valentine, and Jill Valentine was under the impression that I said Capcom was bad because they had gone woke in the redesigns of their costume, and I was like, I didn't say that.
It's the impression, unfortunately.
So I think some of these AI use Reddit to get the characterization. So yeah, so I might do another AI video like that in the future. All the chatbots ask various MK characters what they think of me, just see, because one of them, the person also asked about what Sub-Zero Bihan thought of me and of Dog, and like he brought up things that he knew we were MK YouTubers, so there is some information that these have access to. So it's not just completely made up. So it's like, that's cool. I want to see what other MK characters are familiar with us. But I'm sure the video would do poorly, so I need to make some bangers. I mean, I also put out a Dead or Alive video, and that did even worse. That's not even got 4K.
Yeah, I was considering watching, but I'm like, I don't even know the original plot, so.
Listen, it's tough right now in these YouTube streets. It's tough out here. No one's getting views.
See, the trick is to open it in another tab and just put it on mute while you watch something else.
I actually do that sometimes with your videos too.
See, I'm wondering if that counts though. I'm wondering if that counts as a view when you're not on it. No.
I think it does, because you hear it still.
When I watch a video, I'm starting a video from someone I watch, and it's like, oh, I don't care about this topic. I'll just leave it open in another tab, because I feel like if I close it now, I'm fucking over that YouTuber.
We'll see.
I feel like the algorithm's gonna go, oh, this video bad.
If you pause the video, they'll be like, oh, you know. However, we are kind of like a speck, like ants or teeny tiny DNA in the grand scheme of like 100,000 views in these videos. So it doesn't really matter what we do, technically speaking.
That used to be me. for a glorious 4 or 5 months, that was me. I posted every day, and every video got 100K. It was glorious. I felt like Angry Joe.
Well, when Mortal Kombat 1 just came out, like even any video I uploaded got 100,000 views too. It was a pretty golden age, like about half a year ago. No, about actually almost a year ago now.
These views were before it came out, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I got better views leading up to it because I could make speculation videos, which is anyone's strong suit actually. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. So my point is, like, even videos that I used to be like, so my channel is not doing as well as it used to, and I worried that it was me. But then I looked at other Mortal Kombat content creators that are like typically my rivals, and they're doing even worse. I'm like, oh shit! So it's just hard out here in these Mortal Kombat streets.
Yeah. Which I think when the expansion comes out, it will be a bit of another boost, essentially.
Oh yeah.
And I think
being a Street Fighter or a Tekken channel, it's even harder for them, which is weird because Street Fighter is kicking ass right now. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because I've been doing a little better with the shorts. Like I put 3 up this month.
Congrats.
3 this month. One was the is saying that Shang Tsung's pyramid is actually in Chaos Realm and might be Havik's.
Yes, and that was a very interesting theory.
There was one about how Mii may have been cast with Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. Here's some evidence for that.
Bless you.
And those got 6K, 4K, but with almost 18K is the one about how Terry and Mai in Street Fighter is a game changer for Street Fighter guest characters.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing shorts too, but it's only like taking parts of my videos and turning them into like a short form, basically. So, like, you're gonna see me put like the friggin' everyone holding the party cup staring at Ashura meme as a short and stuff like that. So I've been trying to like do that. I don't know how much it benefits, but I just people say, oh, gotta go to the shorts, gotta do the short economy and something. Okay, I guess I could try it out.
Let us know in the comments if there's any particular like a minute long segment or something from this episode or past episodes that you think could be fun for a little short. Just like here's just the 3 of us stacked on top of each other, and it's just a little bit. Because I think that could be because we're not big enough to have like a dedicated clips side channel, but I think having a few little clips like here's us talking about this, here's me raging at Titan Havik, here's me saying that NetherRealm is dumb, just putting those in little shorts. I think that could be fun. So if you guys see any bits that you think would be really good for that, let us know.
Yeah. Oh, so I kind of wanted to talk about some things about like my Asha video. There is one part.
That's the only reason you added the topic of what have you guys been up to lately is because you want to talk about what you've been up to lately. But you know what? I respect it because your videos take like a full month to make. So go off, King. Go off, King.
Thank you very much. That was the most like what's it called? A frown to smile comment I've heard. Like a sentence right there.
I pulled a Gordon Ramsay on you.
But I did want to mention that like one part of the video got influenced because of you. I think you, Tronador, specifically. It was a little bit in the Combat Kings podcast, but it was even more on the not released yet Realmcast episode that we did, which I hope that's coming out soon because I thought that was so hilarious what we did on that video. But basically, Tronador was like, you know what, Sonic XD, you have too much butt reptile representation in episode 5. You better have like equality. I better be seeing Asha butts in your next video or some shit like that. So I'm like, okay, fine. Jeez, now I gotta like add this random ass thing into this video because Tronador like put the pressure on me. So that is the only reason why you saw that tiny, like you probably didn't even notice a dance sequence that Ashra does in the video.
I like the part where Ashrix just completely fell apart like a Lego man in GM Construct.
Okay.
That was funny.
I like to give context. And actually, if I gave context to this might be more disappointing for some people. The original thing I wanted to do was every time Ermac, like, pushed people away.
Then Ermac starts ragdolling everyone.
I was gonna do a ragdoll animation for every single character. So I tried that with Ashra, but because of her model, essentially, like the spine wouldn't like ragdoll. So that's literally why the spine doesn't move. And if I ragdoll her, that's what happens. So I'm like, okay, that's 2 hours of my life I'm not getting back. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I could have fixed that, but I know why that's happening. There's a thing called forward kinematics and inverse kinematics. So the spine typically has inverse kinematics and is the lead parent to the rest of the body. So if you move the spine, everything else moves with it. So you'd have to find a way to turn that off to let the ragdoll work.
I kind of need that because she doesn't literally have a spine, or at least like the part of the belly, she doesn't have a rig there.
Well, whatever is the root control, you can click that and probably do like, there's probably an edit like unparent option. And if you click that, it'll probably ragdoll, but I'm not sure. It could also break the rig into bits. It could do both.
Blender is very bad with ragdolling. It's like Unity that does it better, but I was not going to take another week learning that because it's just a little shitpost animation. So I did that.
Fuck
and
ragdoll.
by the way,
just animate it, you pussy. Just animate them flying backwards.
Ragdolling is funnier, you know. That's the whole purpose. By the way, this is the full dance. I didn't put the entirety in the video, but I
did see a
will
little
put this
ass
on Twitter.
thing she did, yeah.
This animation was done literally just because Troner Dog pressured me.
And you did your fucking Spider-Verse style where you cut out the in-betweens to make it look like choppy, so it's more like classic animation. Yeah.
The original meme, because this is based off of like a meme, this dance, so I just kind of like
the ass is pretty
reference
good.
the entirety. Yeah. There's actually a ton of animations I did in this episode. Very, very small things like the running anime. That Natara doing the Ahegao face was literally just because I needed to. Everyone runs away and everyone's like has their funny face with like Darius and like Serena and all that kind of stuff. That's like the only reason I did that. But it also worked as a thumbnail.
I love the part where you use the Flash running green screen bit, and you use it for both running away and chasing Quan Chi.
Yes.
And then even with the T-posing Ermac running with them.
When Quan Chi was running away from, I think it was Ashura, while she's got that body on. Was he just like Was he just like static but bobbing up and down like one shot in one shot in Battle of the Realms with Shang Tsung where he just slides down the frame?
Literally, that's exactly what happens. I just did an edit. That's literally all I did, basically. Yes.
Sonic Hot XD has officially put in more effort than the full studio for one of his shots.
But yeah, I do think like one of the best. I enjoyed the cup animation the most because that was also one of the last minute thing I added into the video because Darius and Havik were like, it was the rigs and the models were done like 2 days before the video came out, so I had to like speedrun doing like that pose essentially for that part.
No, Sonic, this is perfect for your inevitable Quan Chi sucks video. You can have him do this exact expression, but then do your blurred dildo like you did with Frost many videos ago.
That was a while
where you
ago.
blurred Jade's staff, made it seem like she was throating a green dildo. I still laugh at that design choice. That's so funny. You made Natara look hotter somehow. I don't know how you pulled that off with that facial expression, but to me she just seems more approachable. I don't know why.
I literally just tried my best to copy the original like party photo essentially. Just what they were doing there, I just like I did that essentially.
I appreciate how you made them blink too.
Yeah.
And I said this in a YouTube comment, and I said it on Discord to him, but I'm going to say it here in the episode as well to immortalize it. I think it's brilliant that Havik is in the background with the cup in front of his mouth because the model he has the fucked up face. It doesn't have the not natural face. So it's like he covers it up to avoid spoilers, but also, as Sonic himself pointed out, there is someone in the back there with the cup in front of their face, so he specifically positioned Havik so he could do that.
Yes.
Brilliant.
It is exactly, yeah. I'm very happy you noticed that.
I showed this freeze frame to my chat, my buddies, and they said, fucking Havik was the first response, and then the reply to that said, Havik's the guy that pretends to be gay so he can be a part of the group.
I was looking at Quan Chi's face in response to that joke because he's like, what the fuck? And Natara's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
It's a great reaction.
Judging the joke. You make a joke about them, they're judging your joke about them.
They're literally judging now, like 24/7, basically.
Speaking of judging, I want to rewatch this scene now and see if you animated the blink correctly. I think you did, because I would have noticed if it was wrong, but a lot of people misunderstand what a blink is. They think that both of your eyelids move when you blink. They don't. It's just the top eyelid.
No, yeah, I did the top only. It was only the top.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Actually, one of my favorite things about the video was, yes, it's fun to talk about what happened in the story, and like I said, if you turn the camera, you see the Soul Stealer, which is how the entire joke happens. But I personally enjoyed shitting on Natara at the later half of the video the most, because I had to like write a lot of things for that whole entire section.
Yeah.
I think most of the people like that part too, and I actually really enjoyed just like emphasizing how great the story is in the 3D era. And if you guys notice, every time I was talking, you do see like the 3D era background images of like the stages and stuff. My favorite part was being like Asha, the angelic and pure like lady who's like pure like fighting evil, and then Natara like the evil representation. It's like I used the yin yang stage to like represent the background. I was like, oh, right there, perfect. And I literally say they're like the yin and yang of each other except inverted, just like perfect stage to use right there for like that scene and stuff like that. So that was all really fun, like going through the 3D era stuff.
All right, everyone, real quick. I know that a lot of artists watch these videos because you're fans of Sonic, and he has some art fans who follow him. And one of you was a Giga Chat did the dating sim with Shiva. That was incredible. I need equal effort. I want us to start a funny trend, okay? A little meme. In the same way that Natara says, "Of course I fly. I have wings." I want that format, but the characters like in their little intro dialogue and have them say something stupid obvious that has to do with like their play style. So for example, Striker's like, "Of course I shoot. I have a gun."
Oh.
You know, this
kind of a meme
stuff
format.
Like that would be pretty funny. Of course I'm evil. I have horns. You know, little stuff like that.
That line delivery, I'm just like, even I say it's like, that's her shouting, just so you know, by the way. Like,
of course I wear sunglasses everywhere. I'm famous. It's Johnny Cage.
or Melina, of course I'm gay. I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, these are pretty good.
Because see that one works because she doesn't acknowledge being attracted to men at all in this game, which may be an instance of bi erasure. So I damn well better see Melina acknowledging that she's attracted to men as well come the expansion NetherRealm. So I will not stand for erasing our bi brethren.
Well, Snake, if say you are in love with someone else, you wouldn't all of a sudden start like, you know.
I'm not talking about flirting. I just mean like, a line to acknowledge that she does have attraction towards men. That's it. It's just a line.
It's a lot harder when the person already has someone like they like, you know.
Not like, really. You just talk. I mean, there's mention of like a Baron she was like courted by in the past, but it's in a way where it's like it's ambiguous as to whether or not she felt anything for him or is attracted to men. Like you could have had that. Oh, there was a thing with this guy in the past, but it didn't work out. Like just something. It just takes one line, Sonic. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for it to be like
just to prove that she's bi.
I'm in a relationship with Tanya, but I'll slobber all over Johnny Cage's knob. No, I'm just asking for one line where she acknowledges, yes, I am attracted to men. I am bisexual, as I was in previous timeline.
I'm a bit curious.
I'm thinking of like Johnny Cage and Sindel locking arms. He's got a bead of sweat going down because he already asked his question. And she goes, "Of course I'm single. My husband's dead." But like she didn't know that. He's just hitting on her like so. He's like put a little sweat. Like my bad. Shit.
That one's that's funny. The bi representation, very important. Actually, I'm very curious what you're doing though, because you asked me like in DMs like, is there any part where Melina is like showing any attraction to the opposite sex?
It's just for like a one-off line about, because I noticed that because basically I made a list on Twitter about all the characters of mixed heritage in MK.
Yes.
And I'm going to make a video about that around the time Takeda releases. Yeah. And so I've written the script for it, and then I'm thinking at the end being like, because a lot of it is gone. Like it seems to be like the heritage stuff, like because heritage can be culture as well. So Katana is Edenian but raised in Outworld, so she has mixed heritage in that way. Yeah. Whereas now it's just all Outworld.
Yeah.
And like a lot of characters have gone through that. Like Melina's not part Tarkatan, she has the Tarkat disease, so she's not mixed heritage. And so making a joke about trying to craft a joke about how like just like the mixed heritage is going. It's like bi erasure, which is also happening because with Melina and Tanya.
Oh, so, okay.
I'm trying to craft something there.
I see. Let me give you extra ones, you know. Like, Reptile was from the realm Zatara, because Zatara was supposed to be a realm, but now that it's part of Outworld, right? And also, like, I don't know if you count Saurian as something different, but, you know, there's a little bit left there. And also, literally, Onaga was Reptile's body. So technically speaking, Onaga has a different race there, if you want to count that. But yeah, putting Reptile in that video.
Onaga is reborn in Jax's body. I'm black.
I can say the word.
Of course.
Onaga, I think not. I will change one letter. And it's like, no,
so many jokes
you can't do that.
Wait, actually, literally. So we probably only have like 10 more minutes left before.
Gets reborn in the Tara's body. I'm more dragon than ever, but I have tits.
I'm more what?
And John is like, yeah, your tits dragging the floor.
Ha! Tits dragging the floor.
Ping!
I'm not sure if Sonic got the joke, but I was thinking if Onaga was reborn in Natara's body, he'd be like, I'm even more dragon, but I got titties.
Yeah. I'm not 100% certain about that.
Well, he wouldn't be more dragon, but he'd have wings, and he'd be like, well, but I have titties.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the titty part, but I don't understand the more dragon part.
You're right. My bad. I forgot you're a scaly. You're not going to believe it's more dragon-like because she's not scaly. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like
dragons don't need to have scales, Sonic.
Chameleon. Chameleon is the joke, dog. Say it's chameleon.
What?
That's true. Chameleon would be even better because he'd still be a dragon because he'd be a scaly, but he'd have.
Yeah, it would work more for like. I mean, I literally thought you were implying that Megan Fox is like a drag race related thing or something. I'm like, what?
Oh, I see. No, she's just Slay. She's not a dragon, but she's Slay.
Sure. So again, we only have about like 10 minutes left before Dog like disappears from existence. So, want to do some Q&A questions that our fan asked us?
Yeah.
All right, we skipped out on the last one, which made a lot of fans disappointed. We're very sorry, but too many topics in the last episode.
It was a very stacked episode. We've been gone for like 3 or 4 weeks, and there's a whole new season. Sonic had to have his whole reptile rant. There wasn't time for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, the reptile rant was too important. Sorry about that. So, we do have like I've already read kind of all of them, so we do have like a bunch of questions that we can go through like slowly, but so I'm just gonna randomly pick one, see what we have. Like just going through it. Asked by QJSMIFF, which NRS character has the best shot in coming to M1K in future DLC? Main fighter and cameos count.
From the NetherRealm era.
Which NRS character? Yes, I guess so. Okay. Oh, okay. That made the question more interesting then.
Scarlet.
Really?
Yeah.
As a cameo fighter, I would say.
Well, no. I feel like Scarlet would be saved for the sequel, so she can replace Natara.
Exactly. Yeah, I said that in my video too.
Like, if you're saying who has the best chance of coming back in the sequel, yes, absolutely. In this one,
then D'Vorah.
She might.
Yes, I would actually see that. Possible. Well,
she comes in, does the dumb little bug puddle that lifts the opponent in the air.
I think
for me, I think one of the Kombat kids, to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kotal.
Oh, Kun Jin, right? I think that's got to be one of the big choices.
I feel like Jin, because he's been gone for a while, and Kotal seems popular, and I think some people. Well, actually, I don't think people actually likes his shit with Jade, but I can see them bringing him back alongside her anyway. So I say probably Jin, then Kotal.
Kotal is highly too. Jin is really high just because he wasn't in the last game, and so he's like the last Kombat kid that's like not playable yet, and he has a new design because of we see in the ending.
Whereas like Cassie's design is just MKX, Jackie's is just MK11.
Yeah.
The boys have unique designs, which suggests that there are some plans in place to bring Jin in. So I think Jin is the most likely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Chronica. Because of the new like
as a cameo,
yeah, something like that. Not even if she is fully playable or if she's part of the story, I don't think she's Titan Chronica. Like I still think there's a chance because they made a full-fledged model for her, so it's like it's very possible they could use it somehow. You know, I would like this, but I don't think they're doing it. Madame Bo DLC, cameo fighter at least.
I think she has a decent shot of being a cameo, to be honest, just because there is so much demand for it.
And also because, like, Harumi allegedly has a giant chance of becoming, like, a cameo fighter in this next story expansion. So I think, I want to see cameo fighters play a part more in the story mode. It's like, it's cute Serena, Darius, like, show up, like, hey, you can fight them, Motaro, but they're literally just there. They barely have lines. I kind of wish they affected the story a bit more with their presence and shit like that.
It's really funny when people act like, oh yeah, yes, Harumi, my queen, finally gets her time. No one gave a fuck about Harumi until people got mad about the fact she's not married to Hanzo anymore. No one cared because she wasn't a character.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, I agree. It's just like Harumi, Satoshi, purist for that.
So someone called Hanzo and Harumi the OTP.
Join the topic.
I'm
Stop
like,
sending Spider-Man Morgan pictures. Jeez.
I'm listening. No, it's not actually. It's a cute one. It's not horny. It's cute. The next panel is just them playing Smash Bros. and Morgan being very upset. But no, I just wanted you guys to finish. I didn't want to cut you off. So I mean, the issue is Snake pointed it out first, and you pointed it out in your recent video because Snake pointed it out. You even showed that Twitter post of all the characters that should have been cameos, like the ones that are not repeat characters. Instead, they're all the out there characters, right? That's what should have been the cameo characters. But the question is not who do we want. The question is who's likely. So unfortunately, the answer to who's likely is a character that is popular in some way still, right? So we're probably not going to get Kira or Cobra. we might get meat because meat's a meme. But you know, we're not gonna get No Face, even though No Face would be perfect as a cameo character, but we're not gonna get that. So I mean, I think all the characters I would have thought were cameos are pretty much already gonna be in the game. Although I would have guessed that Tor would have been the cameo instead of Farah. That was an out there decision, but I'm down for it.
I think Farah is just
Moloch.
a bit more.
I want Moloch to be a cameo.
Yeah, Drummond Moloch. Yeah.
The Drummond could be a main character for all I care, but. It's not even going to be Drummond. It's going to be like Onslught. It's going to be Drummond's mask. You just put on the mask and can choose what power-up you get, and that's the cameo.
That's the cameo. So just so you know, by the way, Trotter Dog, the question was NRS-specific characters, so...
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, how many characters is NRS? I guess Aaron Black could be a cameo. Duh. I mean...
I do wish, because right now there's like, we're not going to say it, but there are crap ton of leaks. Essentially, we kind of already know, like, if you have been on Twitter, you might already know the exact, like, Combat Pack 2, like, list of characters, but we really don't know anything about cameo fighters, at least that I know.
Yeah.
Of.
Some people got tricked by that leak because they didn't realize that Interloco included names that he just typed in but did not return anything. Like, they didn't show up. He just searched them. So some of those aren't actually leaks. They're just names he typed in. So that was kind of funny. But, he had to clarify, like, for the record, guys, that these are not confirmed. These are just like, some were confirmed, obviously, like the main characters, but a lot of those in there were like not confirmed at all. He just had their names typed in to search for them. That was funny.
Yeah, because I will say this though, the DLC Pack 1 cameo fighters are pretty much like, I think I like all of them. I think they're all very fun choices. Even Janet Cage, despite being a character I wouldn't pick, she still has the cool mechanics and stuff like that.
Yes.
But like the choice of Tremor, Farah, Chameleon, and Movado, so cool, so awesome, lovely choices. I can't
believe they put freaking Terry Bogard in, dude. It's fucking crazy.
I know Terry Bogard is cameo fighter. Hell yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited to see like more weird ass choices, especially for the cameo fighters. The main rosters, it's really hard for the weird ass choices. It's just fan favorites, but cameo fighters is where we can get the weird ass choices. So I really hope they continue with this.
True.
Have time
and that's
for
one thing I don't
more?
think enough people appreciate about the cameos. They get mad that it's not a full tag, which is fair. You can be mad about that, but just know that if it had been a full-on tag team game, we probably would not have seen these obscure characters like Darius. Probably never would have come back. Yeah. That's
one of the benefits of cameo fighters, despite that being something that people in the broad scope people don't really like. But if we want to get cool things, that's one of them, is the obscure characters. Do we have time for one more, or should we end it?
I mean, until she calls me, y'all are good. And until she opens the door, you're good too.
Okay, we didn't meet our quota, so someone asked here, so I'm just going to ask it here essentially. Chun Jing Yang 4513. Question to the Force Snake, but we can join in. Whose feet do you find the most attractive in MK? He specifies you, by the way, Snake.
He's made the video, the April Fool's video.
That's right. Yeah, you are the statistic guy. You've seen all the feats. You know, you're the professional in this aspect. So.
I've seen them all, and now because of me, so have all of you.
Yeah, basically.
It's one of the things where it's funny because I'm pretty sure that the models are literally the same. Like the only difference would be how much of it is seen in these particular boots, and are the nails done? Is like the only differences. So it really is like it's more a case of which game has the best ones, really.
That's fair.
I suppose.
So which one?
Okay, I guess I'd pick like Summer Katana from MK11.
I
like the pastel blue, and it's also just really shocking. Like look at it and go, why is there so much detail in this? This is strange. But well, all right, go off. I guess modelers, you do you.
Yeah. You've seen
so
my.
Like you two.
You've seen my filthy. You've seen my filthy Frank like reptile thumbnail. So and I've worked with that model so often. So you know. So I've seen that feet many times. So I'll pick that one for me. Look at these cute little Godzilla little feet he's got there. They're adorable.
Disgusting.
How
disgusting.
well, you have to answer the question now, dog.
Yep, just you. You're a feet expert too, right?
I just realized that because he's a reptile, they put he doesn't have a toe thumb. He has like a All 5 of his toes are up top.
Yeah. little guts.
Which I guess, well, actually no, that's less accurate. That makes him more human. If he was a reptile, it would be like moved back, wouldn't it? Like
it's kind of it's kind of like a hybrid, you know, because he stands up and shit.
I just said the dumbest thing ever just then, because humans are the weirdos. Our thumb is up where our other toes are, whereas other animals, their thumb is moved down.
Yeah, it's like here or something. Yeah.
Well, because for anyone not aware, your big toe is your thumb. That's why it has one less digit and everything. But yeah. So snake thing, I didn't know that. Yeah, like it just moved up.
Yeah, and I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yes, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I was going to say
that. I realized the sock I mentioned with the.
You were wearing it.
I was wearing it the whole time.
That's hilarious.
I'll say the worst lady feet in Mortal Kombat are probably Melina's, because they're just really small for some reason in MK1 to fit her shoes. I don't know why they made that choice, but they did. I guess the best feet would be, Sindel, just because hot mom feet. Mommy.
Mature feet. I see.
Yeah.
Mature feet.
That's what you're into.
Those feet have experience.
If you. I mean, yeah, that's the step on me, mommy vibe, right? Yeah. Experience.
Gotta put that in the intro. Those feet have experience.
You know, I'm actually thinking of either probably putting that in the intro or the Takeda just keeps spinning part of the intro. I kind of like that one. I will say which one's more funny.
Keeps spinning and like count it with a little diddly diddly every time he spins, like a little marker.
Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine like somehow Tronadog without like playing the game of like just showing the feet and like not showing the body whatsoever. It's like Sindel, yes.
I could tell by the toenail paint. Yeah, you probably.
Oh
can.
Yeah, probably. And the shoes. Yeah.
No, I'm not as obsessed with my buddy, but my buddy did point out that every woman in Mortal Kombat...
I'm not the buddy. Just for clarity, I am not the buddy he's talking about.
We know.
He's someone else.
One of my friends, he told me, like, he looked at it closely in the character viewer, and to his observation, every woman in MK1 has, like, the same feet. They're just maybe scaled slightly different for, like, Melina, for example, but it's all the exact same foot model. And he's sad about that, because in Street Fighter 6, every girl has a different foot. Like, they're all like different feet and different hands, and I'm like, yeah, it's because in Street Fighter 6 they gave everyone some really distinct features on both their hands and feet. It's kind of interesting. Like Manon has freakishly long feet.
Yeah, it whacked out proportions. Manon is just like Manon has the proportions of an MK9 woman. She's so skinny and long, and then like Maurice is just like a brick shithouse. So they're going to be different. Then Jury is Jury, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I do appreciate more differentiating body types, even if they go like more exaggerating. It's
even
more
in the small details, because it all adds up.
Yeah, I think it's also because Street Fighter is more of like a game that like you have predetermined animations to be able to do stuff like that, whereas like Mortal Kombat and even Tekken, especially Tekken, has a lot of like the randomness with like the ragdoll, and like everybody has like the animations that like fit with like a grab and stuff like that. So. Yeah. Like even Tekken has more similar types of characters, and then the more out there characters like the bears and the robots. Like okay, of course. And Mortal Kombat because everybody has to do a fatality on them. So
so they have to have like more standardized body types. It could be why like Bo Rai Cho is seemingly gone. Has been replaced by Madame Bo, because now we don't have to put a fat guy in it. Now we can just have everyone with like, because like MK11 is like you had like female, male, big male, and that was like it for body types.
Yeah, like Bo Rai Cho and MKX was an anomaly. It's like they did it. Yeah. They actually put like a fatter character into the game, so that was a lot more harder for them. Yeah.
Whereas otherwise, I'm not even a big fan of Bo Rai Cho. He can be an MKX, but like never again.
Yeah, of course.
What's the most out there thing currently? It's like Reptile. But I think Reptile's a different. I think he has a different skull. Baraka does. Melina does.
The most out there is like form changes, like so Reptile can turn into like the reptilian form. Obviously, he can't be that 24/7 because how do you do a fatality to a body like that? Motaro is weird, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Third question.
You want a third question? Okay, I thought we were gonna end it there. I think it's funnier if we end on the feet, but okay. Third
we can. I don't mind either way.
None of us are beating the allegations. Let's be real.
Listen, in a community where furries run wild, we should not be ashamed of the foot lovers. Okay, it gets worse.
Oh, I thought you literally were like coming out of the closet. Their dog. It was like we should not be ashamed of the foot lovers. Like, oh, okay. I thought we were getting like a coming out moment right there.
My fetish is much weirder. You all know this. I never told you it, but I've told you my fetish is much weirder, and you will never know.
If you got to choose a Titan battle to get an invasion season, who would it be, and what would the story be behind that? Ooh, I think that would be a fun one to end on.
Wait, a Titan battle with a story?
Well, okay, it's like the characters who are in the Titan battle. They're not in invasions mode because you get in the Titan battle. But what if they got an invasions mode like season? That's what they're asking.
Okay.
Like Havik didn't get it. That's also count Geras, Kenshi, and Smoke because they don't have a Titan battle, but you can get those skins already. And Sindel.
Yeah, and Sindel.
Evil Sindel.
I'm gonna assume anybody. Yeah. I'm gonna say just for fun, Titan Ashura, because it'd be the opposite. I mean, like evil Ashura, because it'd be like the opposite of her story. Super easy to do. Just she decided to corrupt everything and make it all demonic.
So I think of Titan battles, not of invasion season. So
yeah. So make it all demonic. That seems fun. Yeah. I like a demonic.
Yeah, everyone gets
Ashura
demon
skin.
forms in the cutscene and the intro. They're all being like demon versions of themselves. Like Johnny Cage still has the sunglasses, but he's a demon.
I don't know why my fans love that. That is the most random meme that popped off. I just decided it was started in episode 5, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna commit to way more in episode 6.
You naturally have meme instincts.
Don't overdo it though.
Meme stinks.
There's not a lot of demon lines, hopefully later on. So yeah, let me think about this too.
See, I think it depends how much effort they would put in, because Baraka spreading Tarkat could be a really fun one for the costumes.
They could not just spreading it, Snake. He's using Shang Tsung's lab to make it extreme, like in that story mode fight. He's pumping up your Tarkat to the next level. Everyone's like the Titans from Arkham Batman games.
Yeah, Super Tarkat. They had the Super Tarkat
boss,
skin, right? Remember?
Yeah. That Super Tarkat and mutant thing could be one of the bosses you fight. That could be fun.
Yeah,
no,
of course this is a what if. So yeah.
Another fun one. So evil Titan Johnny Cage, he forces everyone to star in his movies. So he's like the Johnny Cage version of Mojo from the X-Men. He's forcing you to all star in his reality TV show and fight each other.
That seems fun.
He's trying to craft the timelines or find a timeline that's perfect to adapt directly into a movie.
Damn, I can't really think of anything too fun, essentially. I really like your ideas right now. The Baraka one that you just said is like what we kind of wanted from the Melina season, but like done even better, obviously. Who hasn't gotten a season?
Johnny Cage is auditioning people from all different timelines to be that person in his timeline. So like, he goes to another timeline. Okay, I don't have a Sindel yet. I'm going to audition you, Sindel, and then if you're ideal, I'll take you with me. If not, I'll just kill you and move on to the next timeline to find another Sindel. And that's Johnny's gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah,
I guess total drama island, but total combat island.
That sounds fun.
You could even choose to vote them off after each round, and it's like, who do they want to vote off because they're too strong of a fighter, or do you want to keep them because they might be on your team in the future? You got to choose.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
He's got the mojo, baby. Yeah, baby.
Johnny, problems.
True. Can never have enough Johnny.
I can't think of the story, but I'm just trying to think of an idea for Geras. Like, would this be time traveling related? Would this be Chronica related or stuff like that? I'm trying to think of one for Geras right now, because there could be potential for something wacky.
Maybe, like, we heard that Chronica, once Titans die, you can't actually bring them back for some reason. I guess because they exist outside time. So when they die, they can't be brought back. What if Geras keeps trying to pervert the hourglass in different ways, like messing with it to try and undo that rule? He keeps fucking with it and keeps messing with timelines and, as a side effect, just trying to get Chronica to come back because he misses her. Because keep in mind, she ruled over him for like billions of years. Maybe he has like extreme Stockholm syndrome and can't live without her.
This evil version of like Geras is more loyal to her.
And he wears BDSM gear and has a ball gag in his mouth. He's like Valdo. He's like, I'll miss you. I miss Chronica whipping me and being kinky.
Well, he could even be from. He could even be from the Chronica victory ending in MK11. Because if Reptile wasn't in MK11 and there just is a timeline where, well, it's not necessarily a time, but like, if that could be a timeline where he just shows up, it's like, yeah, I beat Chronica. It's like, you weren't even there. Bitch, you weren't even there. It's like, you could easily have it that it's certain rather that Chronica, her victory did happen. There is at least one Chronica out there in the multiverse who won. So you could straight up be her Geras is going out to, it's like,
getting revenge on everyone who killed Kronika in other timelines, or maybe specifically hunting Liu Kang, because all this happened because Liu Kang killed her, and Shang Tsung's dead, so she can't get revenge on him. So she's like, I'm gonna kill this Liu Kang, or she's like just gone mad. She's like, I'm gonna kill all Liu Kangs and Raidens across the multiverse. Which could lead to a really good ending where after you kill Geras, it's like all the Liu Kangs and Raidens team up like at the end of Raiden's season, and they're all taking turns to beat the shit out of Kronika.
Hell yeah, I love it.
And you don't even fight her; it's just over. Everyone just beats the shit out of her.
Yeah. I like that idea. All right, boys, that was fun. You know what's very funny is I was gonna say that was a shorter episode. It's already been 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
that's why I laugh,
technically
because
speaking.
So I don't get how some ordinary podcast does it.
They only do 1 hour, actually, right?
I know. How do they do it? How do they keep it that short?
If the audience wants to submit more questions for future episodes, because we're going to try and do that more regularly, Sonic, what can they do? Where can they submit those questions?
There is a community post on our YouTube right now, and it's a very obvious one because there's Ray William Johnson on it, and just leave your question there. I'm going to just keep going through the questions. We have so we don't have, we're not lacking on any of them, but if you guys want to add on, and if you have funny questions, like I could always, like, maybe we could answer them in the next episode and stuff.
If you want to send in your own question for a future video, just send $1 to underdoggaming@gmail.com via PayPal, and then we will make sure to answer your question. This is a joke, by the way.
Oh, by the way, my apologies to Smokey. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I didn't say her name when we were doing the question, but yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna be editing this episode while fighting Mesmer, so this should be fun. I think it's gonna be a very chill experience while I'm editing. If somehow the quality of this episode is worse, it's because I'm in the middle of a very intense fight. My apologies.
Also, look forward to the highly anticipated. I had to cough. I have allergies. Look forward to the highly anticipated match of the century. Underdog versus Sonic XD in Mortal Kombat 1, since he's feeling himself.
Why did you we were going to talk about this after the podcast. I can't believe we just talked about that.
No, I'm just teasing. You can cut it out. My mom just arrived. Can I open the door? True Undermom!
Okay,
it's true
I guess
Undermom!
we'll end the episode somehow. Do it, Snake. Shoot him. Shoot him. Shoot him! Do it! Hit me! Hit me! I like that as an ending.
I don't.
You didn't see the episode yet, so you might not even not get the context what I just did there, what I just told you to do.
All right, fair enough.